Sunday. The Sunday edition.
Where's David Box?
Something tells me he'll be coming through that door any minute.
There is a termite slowly walking circles around a pit of dead termites that have gathered at the bottom of the light fixture in the studio here. And you can see his feeble silhouette struggling endlessly. Do you think he knows that he's going in a circle even?
I have no idea. He's been doing this for so long.
It's really bumming me out. It's got to be 1,000 degrees in there. It's like a glass, bubble,
like a light bulb dome.
Light fixture.
Yeah, like on a ceiling fan, so it's enclosed.
It's got to be 1,000 degrees in there, and this same termite has been walking in circles since this morning, at least, when I got up.
Oh, man. That's a long time.
But he's also walking around a large pile of, like, his dead friends.
Yeah.
Just over and over, just baking to death.
Can't termites fly? Can't he just fly out of there? I don't understand.
Bugs are dumb. They go in and they don't know how the fuck they got in there. He hasn't tried going up yet at all.
No.
He just keeps going in the same dumb circle. And I don't think his life is worth it to me, but I almost want to take the light fixture out and just fucking throw it outside. Like, there. Fucking Christ, you idiots.
Get it together.
Stay out of here. I think I might have had a heart attack yesterday, too.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was driving. I don't know. I felt like I may have had one in the past, too, but I was driving and my arm got really numb, and I got to be all short of breath and blurry. I had to pull over in a parking lot and sit there and, like, I don't know, my fucking face felt like it was burning up, too. It was weird. I've been having a shitty time.
No kidding.
So yeah, I might as well bring that to the show.
Yeah,
the flat Earth topic got us a bunch of subscribers.
That's awesome.
So thank you to you new listeners and those of you who are digging us, looking into those kind of topics that most shows won't really take seriously.
I love the flat Earth. I have loved learning about it.
So this Thursday, we found somebody who thinks we're retarded. For even
Finally.
Talking about it, and he's going to come into studio. He's not a scientist or anything, but he's
a math major.
He's a college boy.
Yeah,
and he's going to come in here and give us a round Earth presentation that he feels like will put a lot of this stuff to rest, and we're going to argue with him about it a little.
Yeah, he said he's going to bring props and stuff too, so make sure you find us on Instagram so you can keep up with the visuals on there.
Yeah, what are we on Instagram?
We are Overdose Talk Show.
Overdose Talk Show.
@ Overdose Talk Show.
Yeah, all right. And we're still the Sunday Evening Overdose on Facebook. That'll probably change this week.
Yeah.
So Thursday, the next show, the next upload after this will be the big Flat Earth versus Round Earth.
The debunking,
debate.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. We'll see what happens.
The attempted debunking.
We'll see what happens. Something tells me he's not going to be able to debunk it as thoroughly as he thinks.
Yeah.
Because so many of the Flat Earth YouTubers start out by saying, well, I wanted to take on something that would just be a project for me to debunk, and I'd be able to do it in a couple days, and then it got out of control. And these guys are still out there trying to fucking prove that the Earth is round.
Yeah.
And there's just too much weird shit.
How do you do it?
Too much weird shit.
So we'll give our friend a chance on Thursday.
Yeah. What else? Is that all we got coming up?
I think so, yeah.
That's all we got to announce for right now.
All right, so there was a crazy-ass shooting in Chattanooga.
Yeah. Oh, and also, I'm just a mess. We should just say that, because this might just be a shit show. I wanted to say to our new listeners, we don't always do these, like, really well-researched first hours and topics. We'd open up our personal lives and all of that bullshit and try to be interesting in that way. Because I firmly believe the talk format is about personalities, and that you can do all the content and slick presentation that you want. But if people don't like you as a person, they're not coming back.
Yeah.
For a show
nobody's
like,
going to care what you have to say.
Yeah, especially a show like this where it's a little bit looser and stuff. So yeah, my whole breakup situation, which I've talked about on the show, has gotten to be where it's kind of final and,
Yeah.
I guess, over with for good. Sometimes breakups don't take. Mm-hmm. And I was hoping that this one wasn't really going to take. And I tried to turn things around. It's not working so far. I can be persuasive when I want to be, though. I keep trying. But yeah, so I'm a bit of a fucking emotional wreck. I'm going to try not to be a fucking little piece of shit crybaby on the show. But, it's just to explain to people what's going on with me. This is why the show's a little different tonight, because I just have been a fucking wreck and a mess, and we haven't really researched any new shit for you guys. So, there's that.
We're going to scrape on through, though.
Yeah.
So, there was a shooting in Chattanooga. This guy has the most ISIS-sounding name ever, as we said before.
A lot of people think this had something to do with ISIS, but, the FBI won't say one way or the other.
No.
I guess, yeah. This
24-year-old...
sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say 24-year-old Muhammad Youssef Abdulaziz was a shooter opened fire at a recruiting center, a Marines recruiting center, where
I've heard him described as a lone wolf.
Yeah.
They like that term.
Yeah.
That's a good one. They enjoy that. That makes them sound slick. That makes just like with any other crime, they always want to turn the criminal into this, dark counterculture, anti-hero kind of thing.
Right.
And so terms like that will help in that process. The lone wolf.
Yeah, he wasn't a murderer. He was a predator.
Yeah.
It's different. So he opened fire with an automatic weapon at a recruitment center where they heard almost like a warning shot. He fired once and then a second later opened fire. So the Marines had enough time to duck behind stuff and barricade themselves. One got shot in the leg, but nobody died. And then he drove 6 miles from there to a reserve base, a Marine reserve base in Chattanooga, and opened fire there where he killed 4 Marines and then 1 Navy sailor. And then he was involved in a standoff with the police, and then he died, and they don't know if he shot himself or if the police killed him.
Yeah, things are always murky in cases like this.
Yeah.
Until they figure out what's best to have happened.
Right, yeah. What happened will be determined.
Some Twitter account claimed responsibility that they think is linked to ISIS, too. Did you see that?
No, I didn't see that. What's that?
I don't know. The article just floated past. Oh, it's InfoWars. A Twitter account claiming to be associated with ISIS terrorists appeared to take responsibility for the Chattanooga shooting Thursday, which took the lives of 4 Marines outside of a Tennessee Navy. Whatever. American Dog, soon you will see wonders. And it's like a picture of one of these fucking theatrical ISIS guys with a knife with the light glinting off of the tip,
nice.
And he's pointing it at you.
Yeah.
What is their
is he wearing
problem?
A vest with no shirt?
What's wrong with these guys? They need to chill out. The problem with us discussing something like ISIS is that we understand that it was probably created by the CIA, right?
Right.
It is an offshoot of Al-Qaeda.
Also created by the CIA.
Sure. So, I mean, you could just say that, but it has all the earmarks. It just swept across social networking and media so quickly and seemed to be just this mass social uprising. Those things are just usually somehow stimulated by somebody in the old NW motherfucking O.
Well, and if I'm not mistaken, the old host of this show, the old co-host of this show,
that fucking faggot,
predicted before ISIS became the figure that they are in media. He predicted that would be the thing. I remember him saying, just listen, ISIS is going to be the only thing you hear from now on. No one's ever going to talk about Al-Qaeda again.
Well,
that's how obvious it was.
He was always good at spotting the 1984 stuff of here's the changing enemy. Now this is going to be the new thing. You're going to see this only, and this is how it's going to work, and this is the distraction over here, and blah, blah, blah. But the problem with us discussing ISIS is it has become a real thing. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of kids out there that now want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
I feel like I read about that every week.
Right, and it may have had some sort of it may have had some sort of roots or stimulation from a very powerful source. Mm-hmm. But what's scary is that so many people around the world are actually identifying with this brutality.
Right. That's
By the
pretty
way,
terrifying.
I've yet to see a person actually die in an ISIS video. I've seen a lot of great production, and the music is pretty cool. Like I said before, I actually kind of fucking like that music that they have in there, and it's probably all about killing me. You know?
Absolutely.
But it's fucking sweet. It's dark. It's rhythmic and kind of engaging and enticing sounding. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like
Right.
something that a bunch of like some kind of like magical temptresses would sing to you. Yeah. From
some foreign sirens.
Yeah, I didn't want to go with. I was trying not to say sirens, but I couldn't. I'm like magical women that sing on an island.
They lure you with their song.
And you can't resist it.
Yeah.
That shit is good, dude.
Intoxicate
that
you.
music is fucking good.
Yeah,
that they have
hell yeah.
in those videos. But
yeah,
anyways,
I think that's the idea, though.
it must be. That's part of it.
Yeah.
Part of the whole image. But I've yet to see anybody actually die. When I get really depressed, oftentimes I watch the death videos. I go online and I go slicing a throat,
Nothing picks me up like a good murder.
And you go to the search filter tools and go from, past week, and just you watch all the new snuff films.
Yeah.
And I know that it's something you either do or you don't. The people who don't do that are like, why the fuck, you sick bastard?
Yeah, I do not. I don't.
Right. And the people that do it, they totally understand. They're like, okay, I understand. You get in that, because it's just a fucking, you get in a place mentally where you're just so off and so depressed and so fucking distraught that you aren't afraid of that shit anymore. And you just, I don't know, dude. It's like a dark place that you get to where you just, maybe it's, could be that I'm sort of thinking about suicide a little bit, Maybe there is that. And I'm not saying that to get, like, attention or to be fucking whatever. But, when you get, it's not even a serious, really thing I think I could actually do.
Right.
I'm going to be honest. I think about it. you
Yeah.
know? And so sometimes just when you're in a mind state like that, you want to understand death and just fucking take some of it in for some reason.
Yeah.
You
like crave it. You have to face the reality of it, kind of thing.
It's sort of like facing a demon in a way of just going, yeah, and I'm not even sure. I'm just compelled, and I'm just like gonna face this down and watch a guy suffer immeasurably, and face his own death and go through it. I don't know. But anyways, sidetrack. But so the point is, I'm going through a shitload of death videos past couple days,
and they don't resemble the ISIS videos, is what you're saying?
I know a thing or two about a beheading, okay? You know what I mean? And the ISIS videos do not show people getting killed, typically. There are a couple where they shoot people. That looks kind of real. But, I'm watching stuff, I'm clicking on them, and it's like 5 men drowned in a cage. And you're like, okay, let's check this out. And it's just this overly done theatrical thing where you don't really... what you want is a handheld camera of a guy who's shouting Allahu Akbar.
Yeah, one continuous shot.
Way too loud over all the other people, and he's just the guy with the camera just yelling the whole time. That's what you want in a death video. You want that authenticity.
The grit.
Maybe somebody in the crowd with a cell phone trying to hide the fact that they're filming. Something like that. That's how you know. But this stuff is just like... They had the drowning video that they put out from ISIS was like... they had them screaming underwater. That was part of the soundtrack, this bubbly, just underwater scream. They
had an underwater microphone.
Come on, they added that in, obviously, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way, even if they did have some kind of underwater microphones, which I guess there are, but even if they did, they'd be better off just adding it in post-production.
Yeah, and also it probably wouldn't even sound like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard people yell underwater. It's not a sound you can capture easily.
Right. So, I don't know. Just none of those things have looked real to me
No,
yet.
and I said that from the beginning, too, that the production value almost discredits it as an actual death video. Because if they're putting that much money and effort into the production, then why wouldn't they, exaggerate the actual deaths and make them more movie quality and less reality quality?
Yeah.
So, no, I'm with you on that.
Well, and they could have a great quality production, but one continuous shot of the actual death being
Yeah.
happening. But a lot other people will say, well, they do it that way so that they can spread on social media and TV and stuff. Otherwise, people won't show the gory ones. Like, because the whole purpose of a execution video is to be obscene, is to be graphic, and is just strike primal fear into the hearts of anyone who watches it. It's
why else would you make it?
There's no point in making death videos and execution videos where they don't show the actual execution. So whatever, we can make that point over and over. The ISIS thing has yet to really be proven to be real to me. A lot of that stuff.
But regardless, real people are joining in on it.
But that's the scary part, is so many people are enjoying it. And kids all over the place are going like, fuck, I want to do that.
Yeah.
And in a lot of places in the world, you can't blame them if you're a young man with a revolutionary mindset and you see these guys who are just so fucking militant against the oppressing forces that you've always kind of grown up going, why don't they get the fuck out of my country? I don't like this bullshit. And your parents tell you the history of when the British or the Americans came and started fucking with everybody and blah, blah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So kids growing up with a revolutionary mindset like that, why the fuck wouldn't they start to gravitate towards something like this? It's scary that they identify with the violence. However, the kids that grow up in areas that have been war-torn and bullshit for their whole lives, what the fuck do they care? They don't have the same perspective as us on that,
Absolutely. Yeah.
So they're all over. ISIS has got massive fucking numbers now. Well, I don't even know what they are, but they're recruiting from 35 countries or whatever now. It's like...
Yeah. What about like the teenage girls that they've caught over a dozen teenage girls trying to leave England to join ISIS.
Right.
Which is, I mean, like that.
There's American kids too.
I know. It seems like England seems to be supplying they seem to be catching a lot of people who are trying to join ISIS.
As anti-government as I was as a teenager, I never thought of joining like a radical fucking like Muslim extremist group and fucking bombing people. Like I would just get stoned and go on the blackvault.com.
Yeah.
Iranian UFO reports. That'll get them.
Yeah. So, all right. So we're speculating that Muhammad Youssef Abdulaziz, it may have been a lone wolf identifying with ISIS.
Well,
he was a naturalized American citizen.
Yeah.
So he's been here probably most of his life, even if he wasn't born here.
Right.
He did.
And just to mention, we are taking calls again tonight. We weren't the past couple shows, or we did halfway through or something, but whatever. It's 630-599 RUBS 630-599-7827. Call us up. We are ready to go with phones now, I think.
All right.
Yeah, we're good.
So he sent a text message to a friend of his a few hours before he started shooting up these military places.
Right.
And one text included the phrase, quote, "Whosoever shows enmity to a friend of mine, then I have declared war against him." End
What's
quote.
that word?
Enmity, like to be an enemy. It's an Islamic
verse.
verse.
I know that. Okay.
Maybe it's a weird
word.
translation or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
But it's a quote from an Islamic verse, basically saying, kill anybody who doesn't identify with you.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that.
Yeah. I feel like that's a general theme.
Islamic verses like that.
And now his family is coming forward and saying that he suffered from depression, and that's why they think that he would do something like this. I'm not sure if they're trying to make excuses or what. But usually depression doesn't cause a shooting spree. Usually it's some other stuff in there too, I think.
Yeah, I guess. It's usually has to be some sort of indoctrination, and seeking the approval of a larger group.
Right.
There's not many people that just flip and just start shooting everyone. There's usually some sort of tie to a having been indoctrinated into some sort of belief system that drives you there. You know? Or they're just on a bunch of antidepressants.
Right. Yeah. And just like completely fuzzy and disconnected. And
nobody's seen a picture of them or heard of them in their own neighborhood for 4 years before the shooting.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of fucking inconsistent news reports and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Oh, gee, I wonder if this is legit.
Well, of course it is. Everybody's reporting on it.
What happened with the what are they called? Fucking KKK. I'm like, what is that group? What is that? Like,
the white guys.
Bunch of fucking smelly weirdos.
I think since we last reported on it, the South Carolina government buildings all decided to remove their Confederate flags. So I don't know if we ever officially reported that on the show.
No, you know why? Because we started talking about this just like everyone else, and I very quickly became completely exhausted and just said, fuck all flags. Yeah. Just fuck every flag. Fuck you and your stupid flags, every single one of them, and every monument of anyone ever.
Yeah,
Fuck
and
all
also
of that
let's
shit.
dig up everybody's graves.
Right. Yeah. Just fucking, who cares? Let's fucking take Abraham Lincoln and take his leg bones and fucking, and seriously.
Play a xylophone.
And play baseball with his skull and use his leg bones as a bat. I don't give a fuck. Seriously, who gives a shit? Dig up George Washington and jack off in his eye sockets.
Whoa.
Who cares?
Yeah, I don't.
I want to chop the fucking Washington Monument down like Paul Bunyan. Let's take everything down. Who cares?
It's everything.
I still say that would be the shit if somebody became president and just devoted all the tax dollars in that we took in. No more anything else. Only monuments.
Yeah.
Just fucking monuments to everything crazy
Everywhere.
all the time. We just live like the Egyptians.
Yeah.
Everybody's just a stonemason. Just fucking eat rice all day. Just working stones. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, that's okay. I was enjoying that.
That would be fine, dude. I don't care. Like I said, I've done enough acid to handle that.
Yeah,
That's
I think that would be
fine.
pretty fun, actually.
Fine with me.
Monument to one of everything.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the KKK disagrees with you, and they're really holding on to the Confederate flag. They had...
What are these fucking baboons talking about now? What is wrong with... I mean, dude, what a bunch of fucking idiots. I watch these KKK rallies once in a while, and they're the dumbest people that have ever existed on the face of the earth. You would that's one of those ones where, like, in the back of my mind, once in a while, I'll think to myself, like, hey, I wonder if there's any legitimacy to these groups that have been so demonized across the board in our culture, because sometimes that is for a reason. The establishment pushes something like that. But this is not one. These guys are fucking retarded.
Just all of them.
Dude, they're so stupid. Like every clip you find, whatever, you guys can watch them,
Yeah.
Whatever, dude.
Like our listeners haven't watched
They
them.
are great. They're just chilling out with their flags. They're all ugly as fuck, too, and they're chilling out with their flags and waving them around and clearly just doing it from an asshole place of hate. Like, all they want is negative attention. They're just screaming at the crowds, enjoying every minute of it. Why do crowds show up to KKK things, too? My mother told me when I was a child, I used to get really angry. There was a KKK rally somewhere around Chicago or in Illinois, maybe close to us, when I was a kid, and it was big in the news, and everybody was talking about it at school and blah, blah, blah. And I remember my mother said, because I was angry, and I was like, little kid, I was like, why don't we just go throw, like, a grenade at them or some shit? And
Yeah.
I remember our mother saying, no, this is what they want. They want reactions, they want violence, they want to cause trouble. What should happen is everyone should ignore them. If the KKK threw a big fucking rally and not one fucking person paid attention to it, imagine how stupid they'd fucking look.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Feel.
It's everybody showing up and protesting them that makes them seem in any way legitimate to anything.
Right.
Fucking ignore these monkeys, dude. They're retarded.
Yeah, they're like big culture bullies.
Oh my god. All right, and the why did the Confederate flag become the thing, by the way? That struck me today. This is directly tied to the Charleston.
The Charleston shooting.
Yeah, but why? Because he had, like, why is
Because
this?
because
this is
the
how,
timing was right.
This is how dumb this fucking country is. It's not it's dumb when the argument's about guns after one of these happens.
Yeah.
But even way dumber when it just turns into a being about flags after. Like, why was not the argument like some sort of psychological evaluation of this guy that led to some controversial point that we all went, well, now look, we got to figure out people like this, or we got to figure out the precursors to this behavior and how to spot this earlier or whatever. It didn't become any. It's just my granddaddy died for this flag. You're a racist and you need to take everything I don't like to see down. Take it all down.
The only thing that flag means is racism.
It doesn't mean it never stood for any type of slavery whatsoever. It's just like nonsensical arguments just fucking back and forth about the stupid, what is it, the Virginia battle flag? It wasn't even the flag.
It wasn't even the actual Confederate battle flag,
yeah,
no.
It just is, this country sucks, dude.
Yeah.
This fucking country sucks. Everyone is stupid as fuck. I can't handle this. It just struck me today how dumb that is, that's the argument.
Right. Well, and
so these KKK guys show up. Now this goes viral, and they're making fun of these fucking monkeys. Are making fun of the black people and mimicking monkeys at them when they're the fucking primates. It's just whatever, dude. It's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid. There's actual clips of the KKK guys doing their fucking arms like chimps and stuff at the black people. Like, you're doing yourself. You're fucking.
You have no idea how much you look like yourself, dude, right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
With your fucking dumbass Coors Light Marlboro fucking wife, you know, that big fucking gut and skinny legs. You know, just shit fucking wives all over the place.
Leathery old droopy skin.
Yeah, dude.
And hair that's obviously bleached beyond recognition.
Those guys have shit wives.
Yeah, shit wives.
It wasn't a looker in the bunch. And then what happened? So people started throwing shit at him or whatever?
Yeah, well, things started to turn violent. The anti-KKK protesters and the KKK started, some people fist fought. There were 5 arrests made. Really wasn't as bad or as violent as a lot of people expected it to be.
Yeah.
However,
it never is.
In Beaver Creek,
wouldn't you just love to see once just this become a all-out fucking like gang brawl,
just a battle.
Just let's organize it and just run up through and just fucking barnstorm the whole thing, you know, and just bowl over the police and everybody else and just beat the fuck out of everybody.
Bring grenades.
Who cares if that's the right thing to do or not? Just for fun.
No, it's time.
Who gives a shit? How has that never happened?
I don't know that it's never happened.
I don't know. Whatever, but
it hasn't happened recently.
According to my own doctrine, freedom of speech protects unpopular speech most of all, so that is
absolutely
important. I guess whatever. I'm just so sick of this stupid fucking country. And I didn't realize how many people were still actually that racist. It's just fucked up, dude. This guy, I guess people think we're racist on this show. Some of them.
Yeah.
Did you see that guy that commented on our last show?
I did. I didn't look at that link though.
So he's referencing our Coontown subreddit.
Okay.
It's called Coontown. So I never heard of that. So I look it up, and it's just all just like, it's not even funny. It's just shit racist jokes and little like paragraph rants about how the black family in their neighborhood makes everything terrible for them. And, you know, it's just like this.
Nice.
It's just a shitty racist thread. It was just bullshit. And it made me think, like, dude, how are people misunderstanding like some of our sarcasm? And, like, we go for the racial thing. We go for the gender thing. We go for the fucking fucked up about whatever culture. We make fun of it.
Yeah.
But how are people... I don't know, dude. I guess it's not... To some people, it's not taken all in good fun.
Well, and how do people even know that we're white?
This guy's like... Oh, no, I know. We really... we really sound urban.
Yeah, well, you never know.
That's
racist.
Yeah, this guy, he's like, you guys sound like you would like this thread. Like, what did we do? What the fuck?
Yeah.
Dude? Like, the fuck? I guess some people don't understand. Comedy is you know, is a whole different ballpark of etiquette.
Maybe he didn't think we were being funny.
You say shit in a comedic context on a show like this that you would never fucking say at a restaurant in polite company. You know what I mean? Like, that shit's, it's a totally different thing. This is part of a presentation. So some people, I guess, I don't know, dude.
One time,
some people think we're really on on the racist wagon when we really aren't.
One time, I remember I was in a restaurant with you, and I was telling a story which contained a quote with the word jigaboo in it, and you got uncomfortable with how loudly I said that word, and I didn't even think about it because I was just telling a story.
You know, jigaboo in a restaurant. Yeah. Fucking shut up. There's 3 of them working here.
We have our limits.
Yeah,
they're there.
Jigaboo. Stupid name.
I know. And also, it's like the most ridiculous racial slur. I mean, it sounds like a goofy word.
That's just hilarious, dude. Oh my god.
So anyway, the KKK, there was a solidarity rally held in Beaver Creek, which, as we'll all remember, is where John Crawford was shot to death in a Walmart for holding a BB gun.
Oh, one of those. There's been a few of those over the past few years.
Yeah. Well, this was John Crawford had literally just picked up the gun off the shelf, and the police came, and he didn't even point it at anybody or anything.
BMHABBG. Black man holding a BB gun.
That's a 319. So where there were police brutality protests over the past year, in the parking lot of that Walmart and also at the Beaver Creek Mall, where police consistently clashed with protesters, made illegal arrests pretty much constantly while they were going on. And then the KKK Solidarity Rally was held in the same parking lot at the Beaver Creek Mall as a lot of those police protests were.
Yeah, yeah.
And the police basically just ignored them and didn't try to engage whatsoever and let them hold a peaceful racism rally.
But there's a lot of KKK people that will say it's not even about racism, it's about protecting white culture.
Right.
But
which,
then right, that would technically be fine if that was actually the truth. There's been enough fucking, dude, if you ever have any doubts about what the KKK is actually about, there's some great documentaries out there.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll find the name of a couple of them for the next hour, but I've seen a couple of them that are like just move past that initial face that they put on and infiltrate and take some video and stuff of what actually goes on with these people. You know, they are just fucking,
I mean, do they have
dumbass motherfuckers? Do
they have motives beyond white preservation?
I think they originally formed to try to stop Congress from passing laws giving black people rights to own firearms, if I remember right.
All right.
I think that was like the original motivation. So it's always basically been a way to keep white control over the power in the country. That's been their goal, I think. But they're a fucking joke. Who cares? Once in a while, they'll find out, hey, look, a couple of cops turned up to be KKK members.
Right.
Oh, wow, that's a surprise. But it's not, or once in a while a politician. That hasn't happened in a long time. That's kind of weeded out. I think at this point they are really a fucking joke. There may be a couple of really old guys hanging out in Congress somewhere that have some ties. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
I don't think they're
from the last generation, though.
Dude, I don't think they're doing much anymore.
Do they, do they hate gay people or midgets or do they just hate people of other races? Is it anyone who's not white?
Well, first
straight?
They require you to be Christian, I think, and so they don't like other religions. Yeah, they don't like gays.
I think they hate Catholics, right?
Is it?
What are the burning crosses about?
It's just fucking scaring black people.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. What do you think it's about? I don't know, but
I think they hate the Catholics.
Either that, or you have maybe you can't be Catholic and they're all Protestant or something.
Mm-hmm.
I know they require you to be Christian of one type or another.
Okay.
What are you gonna look up the requirements to be?
I'm just finding out if. Oh yeah, they hate the Catholics.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah. Okay. That was the main thing.
Good. That's great.
Yeah.
Gives a fuck. Fucking idiots.
But then they also hate the gays. Shouldn't they love the gays if they hate the Catholics?
I don't know.
They don't know what they're doing.
Ku Klux Klan. Fucking lick your fucking ugly wife's sweaty flat butt crack. Pull down your ugly fucking wife's cut off jean shorts and lick her flat ass.
Cotton sweatpants with the elastic around the ankle.
Cracker hillbilly faggots.
Yeah.
Damn it.
tube top.
They are funny, though.
Yeah. Do you think that the government has been using weather control on Texas?
Yeah, I'm sure they're using it everywhere on all of us.
They're having California is having their record drought, and Texas is getting record rainfall for the last 6 weeks.
Okay. What would the purpose of this be? Somehow tied to Jade Helm?
Yeah, that's the idea.
By the way, nothing's going on with Jade Helm.
No, this is stupid. I'm mad. We're only 4 days in.
Yeah, I mean, it's believe me, in a couple of weeks could be a nightmare. So
yeah, absolutely. But there's an idea floating around that perhaps HARP weather control was used to create unseasonable conditions for Texas and create a more diverse terrain for the Jade Helm exercises.
Oh, okay.
So Texas
that sounds like an incredibly whack job theory.
Yeah, doesn't it?
That does not sound plausible to me. What website is this from?
This is IntelliHub.
Okay, that's another one that's like just might post anything.
Right.
So.
This was originally published by All News Pipeline, and the information comes from a HARP monitoring website.
Okay, yeah, I know, but to speculate that they're trying to change the terrain for military exercises that's fucking stupid.
Well, not change the terrain overall, but create, a wetland, a highland, a lowland, a dry land.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's kind of a whack job.
Why would they not just expand their exercises to other areas of the country? Because, I mean, they've got it in 9 states. I'm sure they can find, especially where there's mountainous regions, you can find every different climate,
Yeah, that's a good point.
I know. I'm smart.
Yeah. But the HARP monitoring website has measured the magnetic fields that they think they manipulate in order to manipulate weather, and that's what this I'm going to post this for everybody to see too, but that's what this picture is displaying is the concentration of what they believe to be the HARP device. Gotcha. Which pretty much draws a line across Texas. So that's that whack job theory. And also Saudi civil defense trucks were spotted on a highway in Texas. How's that for a whack job?
Well, I had a feeling from the beginning, and I don't know how many of the alternative media people have probably already driven this into the ground, but I got the feeling right from the start with the Jade Helm stuff that they would probably involve other countries' militaries in training exercises. We've already seen Russian troops being trained on U.S. soil to stop citizens in checkpoints. Mm-hmm. Ridiculously illegal. Mm-hmm. And we've seen video of it on YouTube. But the cops don't go arrest the fucking military guys. I wish they would.
Yeah.
But that was illegal. You've seen all that stuff. Remember years ago? We've seen, various UN troops being active on U.S. soil and stuff like this. Of course, with the Jade Helm stuff, they're going to bring in God knows who.
Yeah. Anybody they can, probably.
So when you're driving out there, you can be stopped by some fucking Saudi trainee, Saudi army trainee with fucking a Marine standing next to him. That's nice.
Yeah.
Where you headed,
Perfect.
sir? I guess the Twilight Zone. Thought I was going to the fucking grocery store, actually, but yeah, this is significantly weirder than the Piggly Wiggly.
Did I accidentally drive halfway around the world?
That's the weirdest grocery store I could think of.
Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah.
Oh, do you think
where is the Piggly Wiggly? Is that like a Michigan thing?
I think it's
like northern states, right?
I think it's Pennsylvania.
Okay.
No, Pennsylvania has Wawa, which is
whatever.
Way weirder than Piggly Wiggly.
So we got the Saudi trucks. What else? Anything else? Spotted activity?
Well, there has been alleged spottings of martial law signs explaining that martial law has been implemented, but this person attempted to get it on video and wasn't able to capture any footage that proved that there were signs that said that. Okay. It was just like trucks driving by, and they claimed to have seen one that said that. And then also somebody saw a line of military vehicles that appeared to have the UN logo emblazoned on the side, but most of them were covered up. There was just like one or two that were half visible, and they said it was the UN logo, but they couldn't get any photographic evidence of that either. So those are maybes.
Okay.
But I'll share this picture with people too of the actual Saudi military vehicles. They have the logo on the side. They have whatever language Saudi Arabians use. They have that written on it.
Not exactly
Arabic or...
Yeah, it's not exactly a takeover at this point.
Yeah.
As it would seem.
Yeah, not yet. But as of right now, there are 4 confirmed Saudi vehicles in Texas. So that's our Jade Helm update, I guess.
As a personal update, or just for like in the Chicago area, I've seen in the past 3 or 4 years a very, very large increase in the frequency of times that I see strange Homeland Security vehicles.
Yeah?
That are labeled Homeland Security.
Yeah. Are they like...
Now, we do have major airports here.
Yes.
And whatever else. But they're traveling, north and south through the suburbs on the highways.
Right. That's weird.
Yeah.
I've seen some strange military vehicles in this area, too. Now, I did just learn that there's a Air Force repair base near Chicago, kind of north of where I am.
Yeah, there's I forget the name of it. Yeah, I know which place you're talking about.
Yeah.
Blue Lakes, is that what it is?
That sounds about right. Yeah.
Whatever.
Anyway, but that explains a lot of the military vehicles I think I've seen. And also in Chicago, Obama comes here more often probably than a lot of other places because this is where he's from. Yeah. And anytime he's here, his security team gets all the way out to the suburbs,
This is where his favorite bathhouses are.
Yeah. Where they know him by name. So yeah, I don't think I've ever seen Homeland Security. I did see
This is where he convinced Michael to go by Michelle.
Oh, Michael. I saw a fucking crazy ass thing like 2 weeks ago. It was a big giant truck, like a big box truck, and it was Westmont, Illinois, which is a very small suburb of Chicago, and it said Westmont Postal Service surveillance unit, and it was like a big giant truck that was there to monitor the mail, I guess. Mm-hmm. Which seemed like it was overdoing it a little bit.
Yeah, dude, like, I've noticed a lot of weird stuff going on. Call me paranoid, but for some reason, I'm not sure I believe that various phone companies have to work on the green box outside of my house every fucking 5 days for 6 years. What is that? Are they gathering information somehow? Is there fiber optics they're fucking intercepting or some shit? Or I don't fucking know, dude.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying? Oh, hold on. Sorry. All right, go ahead.
David Box is here.
If they laid fiber, then why is our internet so slow? Those dicks.
Our internet slow?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's for the rich people across the street, probably. Oh. I'm not saying they're spying on me necessarily. I'm just saying I've never seen a box worked on so much in my life. I've been in this house for 6 years, and there's all these mansions across the street and politicians and fucking people. Like, I think I've talked about this on the show, on the show here. I share my neighborhood with some of the very prominent figures in Chicago and whatever. Not because I'm rich. I have the last shitty house here. This neighborhood's old. Yeah. And they knocked everything down and put up mansions. I have the last fucking shitty one here. But so, I don't know, dude. The box that serves the fiber optics for across the street, there's a van there working on it every fucking 4 or 5 days for 6 years.
That's weird.
Is that normal? I
don't think so.
I don't know. I'm just being observant. I don't know.
It's hard for me to say. I live in unincorporated.
David Box came in and then immediately got a phone call and just left.
Yeah, he said one thing and left while you were responding.
Right, yeah. He started panicking. He almost did the thing where you try to take your phone out, but you just throw it up into the air because your stupid stiff Tyrannosaurus Rex nervous arms just fucking fling it around and you can't grab it.
Why the fuck is this thing ringing?
Yeah, he did that for a second.
So Obama has made a deal with Iran.
Yeah, what is this thing?
This has been a negotiation for 10 years.
Okay.
It's a nuclear deal where the deal is basically Iran will downsize in a major way their nuclear arms program. And in return, Obama and a bunch of other powerful countries will lift sanctions that have been put on Iran.
You can't lift sanctions with nuclear arms, man.
The sanctions have been described by the president of Iran as tyrannical and inhumane. So this apparently is going to be a big boon for his country. As recently as 1 year ago, also, he stated that there would be absolutely nothing that would ever make him downsize their nuclear program, and no one would ever convince him to do so. And then a year later, he has determined the opposite.
Wow, almost like he's some kind of politician or something.
Yeah, seems weird, right?
Almost like he's doing what they all do all the time.
Yeah. So, even though Iran has constantly claimed that they're...
Hashtag not my president.
So even though Iran's nuclear program has always been considered nonviolent, and they've always said that they were nonviolent and that they were doing it for other reasons, not to develop weapons, they still, this has been going on for 10 years where other countries have kind of been putting more and more weight on them and made it more and more horrible to live there until they determined that they were no longer going to do the nuclear thing.
Okay.
Yeah. So they're going to...
I don't know. I don't know much about Iran, honestly.
No?
I should know more. I know they had the whole Ayatollah Khomeini thing. Remember that?
I do remember that.
We had some hostage situations going on. There's a whole thing. I don't know. I don't know much about what's been going on in the past 20 years, though.
No, I don't either, and I think that it's meant to be confusing.
Dude,
because
David Box is out there. It's so distracting. He's like out there just talking in a way that we
chatting
can just
away.
blatantly hear through our headphones. It's like but I can't hear what he's saying.
No,
so you can't latch on. It's just fucking distracting, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah. Especially when we're talking about Iran.
Yeah. As our father used to say when we were children, he used to say, "I ran from Iran when the fighting began." I don't know what that was or where he got that or what.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember him walking around always saying that.
Yeah. I feel like they've always been fighting there, though. The President Obama has also said that any legislative efforts to derail it would be automatically vetoed. So he is just like super headstrong. This is happening no matter what. Even if the government tries to overturn it. He says that he's pretty sure that Republicans are going to hate this, but he doesn't give a shit. He's doing it anyway.
How unique.
And it's already being hailed as his largest diplomatic contribution to the country during his presidency.
Well, he's a great man.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's how he became president. Only the best people become president.
Wait, go back up to that picture of Obama.
Okie dokie. There he is. What the hell?
What a goofy looking guy he is. I guess, I don't know. People say it's racist when you make fun of, like, his ears and his nose, but what else is there, dude? He looks like an idiot.
Yeah.
Look at those fucking stupid elephant ears.
Also, the way he has his lips pursed right now.
And why do all politicians look like their head is just, like, blown up with helium and it's being tied off at their fucking, at their shirt collar? They all just have that look of like their head is like trying to jump off their body, but it can't get away. It's just squeezed out of the neck hole of their shirt. Like
it's because he is a reptile inside of a human's clothing, and it's not working anymore as his skin gets older.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like a cross between a lizard and a monkey.
Oh, David Box is back. Nice to see you.
Sorry about all that.
So, I don't know. So now what happens if Iran doesn't follow through with what they said? Then we get to engage in war?
No, then I go over there myself and just start fucking shit up.
Just start punching people.
Dude, I'm sick of the fucking military fucking around. I'm just going to go over there myself and take care of some goddamn business.
Is that what you would describe as what they're doing over there? Fucking around?
Just wasting time. Yeah.
They're not launching enough rockets.
Just lollygagging.
Yeah. Really milking the clock over there.
Yeah, I'm going to go over there. I'm going to be like, what's his name? The fucking drill instructor in Full Metal Jacket. Start kicking some fucking ass.
Yeah.
Just talking about guys fucking each other and giving them reach arounds, and that'll get them back on track.
Yeah, that's all it takes. Why has nobody thought of that?
Little Susie Stinky Crotch or whatever you used to talk about, or whatever the fuck remember that whole speech?
Yeah.
You guys, you know.
Looks like the best part of you ended up as a brown stain on the mattress.
Yeah.
Whoa.
That scene was awesome.
I've got a lot of snappy lines.
I used to watch that just to get fired up for 8th grade.
Just stand in the mirror and just blast that scene on your speakers. It's like, bet you're the type of guy that fuck him in the ass without even having the common decency to give him a reach around.
Looks like we got ourselves a joker. I like you. You can come to my house and fuck my sister.
He was awesome.
Yeah.
What's his name? Army something or Ermy or
something like
fucking
that.
Some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
He's funny, dude. What else you got, Andrea, for the first hour?
No, we could do, no, that's it. That's our hour.
No, well, go ahead. We got a
All
few
right.
minutes.
We have,
Fuck. See, you're not taking your cues.
all right. We have,
And I'm not talking billiards.
we have some crazy
I'm
ass.
talking about the talk show.
Which talk show?
See, if I was going to go to break, you would just hear music start. So when I go, like, what else you got for the first hour? Don't just shut me down. It's like, nah, nothing. That's the worst thing you could do.
Show's over. Thanks
like
for listening.
We're doing our radio lessons on the show from now on.
So our listeners can learn
So,
too.
Andrea, what do we got for the first hour left?
We have some crazy ass alien
This
footage.
fucking thing.
Comes to us from Mexico, which has it's the most active country in the world for UFO and alien sightings. So this guy heard a sound outside.
That looks like a chupacabra to me.
It looks, well, wait until you see it in action because it's weird. This guy heard a sound outside of his house, started filming, and went outside and started looking around. And
His name is Heard a Sound.
yeah,
This guy heard a sound.
This guy
went outside.
heard a sound.
he started filming and couldn't figure out where it was coming from at first, and then eventually figured out that there was something on the roof of his house. And I have the video right here.
Don't sing like that.
You know, maybe it's just me, but do Mexicans seem to
Be fucking lazy as shit, fucking smell bad. Take forever to do everything, do shoddy work, be arrogant, racially superior, fucking pieces of shit.
Yeah, until they claim to see an alien.
Right, then we like them.
Yeah.
No, what were you gonna say?
No,
sorry.
don't they kind of I don't know. I feel like every Mexican I talk to hypes up their alien experiences so much that it's like I don't believe you so much anymore.
A lot of my, for all the shit that I talk about Mexicans, I have had plenty of Mexican friends, that I've worked with and shit, and a lot of my Mexican buddies have told me a lot of cool ghost stories.
You're talking about Mexican weed there, right? Your Mexican buddies.
Yeah, I like to smoke that disgusting weed. No,
You have to roll up a foot of it in a giant paper in order to get high.
Right, yeah. I when I smoke the Mexican weed, I have to have one of those 9-foot PVC bongs. Yeah. No, but a lot of my Mexican pals over the years, as we've hung out and drank after work and stuff, we would often get into ghost stories and things of that nature, UFOs, and it seems like they're more open to talking about that stuff in their country, perhaps.
Yeah. Yeah, well, they have a really dominant mystic culture.
And I've also met a few of them that have said they've, had family members see chupacabras and shit like that, and
Ghosts and aliens are huge.
Yeah.
For pretty much every Mexican I've ever known.
But the chupacabra is just an animal, I believe.
Yeah.
Undiscovered animal.
Sure.
Yeah.
They've caught 5 of them now. They're gonna figure it out.
Just like a big feet.
I think those things they caught are just raccoons with mange.
No. There's a few that have withstood the DNA testing.
Yeah?
They can't figure out what they are. Yeah.
Chupacab. All right, so here's this alien video if you guys want to watch.
Oh, should I turn up the volume?
Sure.
An analysis of the material showed
Fuck is this guy?
that the images have no cuts, animations, or transition
God.
effects.
What?
Holy shit.
Yeah.
There is a dinosaur on this guy's roof.
What?
Oh, that looked humanoid. That was weird.
It looked humanoid, right? But its legs are too long, and its neck is super long.
Oh
and
my
its
god.
head is
What
really
the
narrow.
fuck
What the
is
fuck,
that?
dude?
Yeah. So, it looks like its
Holy
legs are
fuck.
too long for its body. It's kind of sloping.
That's not even something that you would fake either. That looked so
It's got a dinosaur head.
Yeah.
if you were gonna fake it,
You know,
you would have made it like run fast. And
I
jump,
don't.
Like, that looked so like.
That could just be. That kind of looks like that could be a regular guy, with the edges of his head blowing out. As they like show him climbing up, his head looks like it might come into focus a little bit more.
Show it again.
You see?
Yeah. But it also could be the change in perspective. I don't know.
It could be. Yeah. I mean, it definitely. He looks like a dinosaur when he's just standing there.
Andrea, how can people look this up if they want to check it out?
The
Sunday Evening Overdose on Facebook or
the Slender Alien of Nuevo Laredo.
Okay.
July 2015.
That's some creepy fucking footage.
Yeah, that was real creepy.
Yeah, it was creepy.
David Box is our resident video expert. Let's let him watch it one more time and give your initial analysis.
Like with shitty cameras, especially like when you're pointing directly at that sun, it looks like it could just be just like a naked guy with a distorted head. Like the light is just creeping around his neck just enough to make it look strange. But when he moves slow, right there, see, it just kind of looks like a naked dude doing a regular climb on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so weird.
But his proportions don't his legs look too long and his torso looks too short?
I don't think it looks impossible to be a human.
No, I don't think it looks impossible either, but I have a shadow of a doubt.
Oh, so do I. But as soon as he starts moving, the proportions seem to line up.
He looks way more normal when he starts moving.
And the proportions could be distorted by the sun as well.
But when he's not moving, that position that he's in makes no sense. How would he even be standing still like that?
Let's see. It looks like he's just on his knees, and it looks like he's got his head turned and he's looking directly at the camera. And like part of his shoulders are probably being blown out there too.
Yeah.
And like the sun is right there, you know, and it's like a cell phone camera or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Well, that's that.
It's totally creepy. Like I obviously can't say for sure. The legs do look fucked up though.
Yeah.
Like the what's it called? His calves look like paper thin in the dark part.
Yeah, that's a creepy video. What happened is either that's somehow legit or somebody was trying to film something with their friend and noticed, like, dude, look how crazy you look from this angle. Like, let's fucking upload that.
We could just tweak it a little bit and it would look fucking crazy.
It's one or the other.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
It's just another Mexican overhyping their ghost or alien story.
Dude, I've heard some whoppers from some of the Mexican guys. Definitely some good ones, dude.
Yeah.
My friend Adon once told me about a time that his uncle went out into the cornfield with a large sword to fight the devil and came back with his hand chopped off.
What the fuck?
But came back naked 3 days later.
With his hand chopped off.
And had disappeared for like 3 days and just came back. And he said to him it was only like 20 minutes.
Was.
He said he went out there and fought and got scooped up and like thrown up in the sky and like went through all these weird dimensions and then came back down and his hand was gone. And yeah. And,
was it just like a big
I'm like, dude,
wound?
Get the fuck out of here. Well, he said it was like picture like your hand chopped off like above the thumb, basically.
Okay.
So it was like all his fingers chopped off across the knuckle, kind of.
Gotcha.
Basically, like, yeah. So.
Yeah.
And bleeding, and he supposedly survived. But this guy says he was a kid when that happened, and he remembers it happening, and whatever. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want to say that stuff like that's a lie, but sometimes I'm talking to a Mexican dude, and they're like, this one time, an alien walked right up to me and started kissing me on the lips.
Yeah.
And then I gave birth to an alien baby. And it's like this crazy shit. I mean, obviously not that, but like...
Another one I heard was, we were laying in bed as kids, and outside we hear like a scratch sound, you know, and my parents they say, "Oh, stay quiet, lay down," and we look out the window though, we climb up, you know, and we see there's nothing on the street but just growling and clawing sounds, and we go out in the morning, bite marks and claws all over the porch. And they like claim there was an invisible like wildcat fucking up his whole street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I've heard some great stories from those guys, dude. There's so many good Mexican ghost stories. There's good ghost stories everywhere, I guess.
I know a Mexican who believes that ghosts and spirits come through the TV when you watch occultish programming. If you watch shows about ghosts or demons or movies about ghosts or demons, they'll come through the TV and get into your house.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know a Mexican who claims to have several out-of-body experiences and astral projection experiences, but they've never occurred outside of Mexico City. So since he's lived in America, it's never happened. But that, I mean, they have
You
such
can't
a...
get peyote here.
Right. Well, I was about to say they have such a mystic aspect to their culture. I mean,
Yeah, maybe it's just that I'm not used to someone being so open about
right.
that stuff that I just
Yeah.
subconsciously want to shut it down because I don't understand it.
Yeah, and like, I don't know, I think that in America, when something weird like that happens to you, your natural instinct is to debunk it, deny it, explain it away, whereas in Mexico, their mystic culture tells them to embrace it and remember it and talk about it, and you know.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. All right, well, let's come back in a few minutes
All right.
on the Overdose Talk Show. Thanks for being with us. Hey,
Hey.
what were you watching on YouTube?
I wanted to watch something while I was eating a sandwich, and then I googled why Hitler hated the Jews, or
Okay.
why did Hitler hate the Jews, and then like 100 of the same exact video popped up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like dark music with pictures of Hitler and a bunch of text you have to read.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I hate it when you're just trying to like half watch a documentary and it's
Just
just
listen to it, yeah.
and it's just those lazy fucks that just make videos with the notations just written everywhere on it. Like, record a fucking
Yeah,
narration track or,
Yeah.
or don't make a stupid fucking documentary.
it doesn't matter how shitty your voice is or the recording. Anything is better than the text.
Yeah.
My God.
So, what happened in this video?
Well, they all kind of just point out the same Jewish people, and I guess are related.
Bolsheviks?
The Bolsheviks.
I'm not sure I understand that.
Me neither. That's my next step, is to figure out what the fuck that
Andrea,
is.
tell us what Bolshevik means directly, because that's the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia.
Yeah, the Red Revolution.
Was when they became communist, right?
Mhm.
And I read a book about that years ago that portrayed it as a thing that was really the will of the people. However, like a lot of unsophisticated farmers and stuff wouldn't go along with it, and they'd have to be beaten or killed or blah blah blah. It was like a real creepy portrayal of the whole thing, you know.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it except
I
what I
think
learned
that's-
from Hitler videos.
Yeah, pro Hitler videos. But so they're the same. So then that's who took over Russia, and then so Stalin came out of that, right?
I think so.
Yeah, he
That
was a
sounds
commander
right.
in the
In the
Bolshevik
Stalin.
army.
And
He was one
that's
of the
when
leaders.
that's when the Anastasia thing was, and they fucking killed Tsar Nicholas and his family and stuff, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is,
That's when the Bolshevik Revolution was. Yeah.
is
Yeah.
Stalin the guy who's credited with the largest mass murder of all time? Was that him, or was that Genghis Khan?
I don't know.
Wasn't
Well,
Stalin
first,
like
Andrea, tell us about
Yeah.
what are the Bolsheviks?
Well, Bolshevik comes from a word that means greater, and it is the majority faction of the Russian Social Democratic Party, which was renamed the Communist Party.
Okay.
Because we're getting confused because now this stuff is all tied to Jews in our minds because of these
Right.
documentaries.
Yeah.
Right. But it means greater. It means like superior.
So that's just what they called themselves.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And there were a lot of Jews in the Bolshevik.
Right, and
Yeah.
then they did slaughter Caucasians and Gentiles
Major genocide. Yeah.
who were Christians.
Yes.
Right? The Slavics.
Yeah.
Slavs.
They were Holocausted.
And they were holocausted.
Damn, see? I want to learn about this now.
Yeah, well, they were way worse. It was way worse.
Yeah, it was way more people.
You
Yeah.
slimy Jews.
Yeah,
You-
40, 50, 60 million. I can't remember what it was. But anyways, the
Media
projections,
I think it was 40.
controlling
the projections
Jews.
of what Stalin did are way worse than Hitler, for sure.
Absolutely. But Hitler's the one that we care about for some reason.
Yeah.
He's charming.
He
He sure is.
He knew what he was doing. Okay, so
Well, it was. There's like speeches up from this that Hitler made where he's talking about how all the media is Jewish in Germany, and like all of the financial burden that everyone had was because of the Jewish people that were in charge, and there were like Bolsheviks coming in from the Red Revolution, and then he witnessed nationalists kick them out and like kill a bunch of them and sort of reclaim Germany. But I guess there was still a heavy Jewish presence in Germany that was heavily in control of the media and other things. And
yeah, there's actually Mein Kampf is incredibly difficult to read because Hitler didn't write it like a German person writing German. He wrote it like an Austrian writing German because all of the media and all of the newspapers and the way he learned to read and write were all controlled by foreigners and Jews and foreign Jews. And so it's really difficult to read because it's written like somebody wrote it in a foreign language.
yeah,
Because he didn't understand how to write.
it seemed like it was just he hated the Jews because they were trying to claim Germany, and he just sort of wanted his country back. Mm-hmm. That's like the gist of what I was getting from these videos that are all the same.
Yeah. And then, so he went to prison once, and that's where he wrote Mein Kampf. Do you have any idea when that was?
No.
But it was basically because he said, fuck this, I'm taking my country back. And then they were like, no, you're
1919.
not. And then they put him in prison, and he wrote Mein Kampf, and then he came out and did it for real. But a lot of people don't know that he went to prison once for being for like trying to revolutionize the government and overthrow the government.
Did he?
Violently. Yeah, that's where he wrote Mein Kampf.
Fuck,
That's
I'm
where
an idiot.
everything started.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What an interesting guy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's like some people just have real power, and they're just gonna pull this off no matter what.
They're just going
You
to do
know.
it. Yeah.
I was kind of thinking towards the end of World War II, Germany was having a bunch of problems with like food and everything, right? Like, and they were, remember the raping of the women and all the shit we learned from that other documentary?
Yeah.
Like towards the end of World War II, Germany was fucked. So it's kind of the whole Holocaust thing. I'm starting to wonder, like, what do you do in that situation? You take care of your own first, and these fucking prisoners here are collateral damage. You know, like it's kind of like how long does it take and like how long were those people in there not being prioritized because other people were starving, German people were starving.
Right.
Right.
You know, and what would
Yeah.
we do in that situation?
You mean just as the average SS officer or whoever else was just part of the German society that was taking part in these camps, and they eventually had to just make decisions for themselves and their family, and not necessarily out of being malicious or like.
Perhaps I don't know, but like,
Yeah,
is
I don't know.
it fair to speculate on that? Because
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
I had a dream that we were at Auschwitz.
Yeah?
That we were on a show field trip. I forgot to tell you guys about this, and we were checking out the swimming pool because remember, David Cole pointed out that they had an Olympic-sized swimming pool there. You remember this or no?
Yeah.
And so yeah, in my dream we were there, and it was fully restored and like beautiful, crystal clear
was like
water.
a resort.
And they had like bleachers to watch like some swim races and stuff. You know, like yeah. I just had this dream we were walking around Auschwitz. All I remember is going to the swimming pool there, though. Just being like, this place is fucking fine. It's nothing that bad.
Yeah. What are you guys all whining about?
Yeah.
the gas chambers are now like showers.
Should I
for
still
the
say-
athletes.
Yeah, locker room.
I still say David Cole came up with some really brilliant evidence. You know, I mean, he has the tour guide at Auschwitz admitting on film that the holes that they supposedly dropped the Cyclone B tablets into the gas chambers from in Auschwitz were added after the war. So they definitely couldn't have done it that way.
Yeah.
So,
Interesting.
they were added because he points out in the video, he's like, look, this is actually looks like these holes were punched through later, and there's like more modern looking whatever it is on there, plastic or some shit.
Yeah.
I forget,
Some apparatus.
something that looked like it was more 60s-ish than 30s or 40s, you know.
Right.
And so yeah, she admitted, yeah, they added those later. And he goes, well, you know, and he also has people being interviewed at Auschwitz where he goes, did you ever do any construction on the walls or the doors or anything like that? And he points out these doors to the gas chambers open inward, okay? So if you're gassing a group full of people, they're going to rush the door, and you would end up with a pile full of bodies blocking the door. You wouldn't be able to get back in. Poor design, plus the door didn't lock. There's no locking mechanism It's just basically a delousing room, he proposes.
Yeah.
Whatever, but it doesn't even have the prolonged, the evidence of prolonged Cyclone B that most delousing rooms had, which was the blue tinge to the stone and everything.
Right.
That didn't exist in the Auschwitz gas chambers, the supposed gas chambers.
Yeah.
There's that guy was a genius. He came up with a lot of really compelling evidence, and he actually went over there and interviewed all the fucking people and had them tell them with their own mouths before the internet, before this shit, probably before everybody was on guard, that he had them admit, yeah, we've doctored the whole gas chamber thing.
Yeah.
Definitely.
No one's ever going to see this documentary from 1992.
How did he figure all that stuff out? Is he just like a chemist or something who noticed that and then it led him down the path of...
He was a college kid.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, he was like 20 when he was doing this, 22, 24 maybe.
And he's a revisionist.
Yeah.
Holocaust revisionist.
Oh.
So it was
But
his...
they'll call him a denier
Right.
in the media. That's
Man.
important.
Yeah.
That whole stigma, like, you can't say shit about this without someone looking at you like you're insane.
No, you can't question any minute aspect of any detail of anything pertaining to the Holocaust. It should just be unquestioned. It's sacred. It's
It sucks that...
Yeah, any talk show host out there, and there's been fucking 50, 60 of them, can make the point of like, Native Americans were here slaughtering each other before we got here, and they were enslaving each other, and blah blah blah. We set up all the technological advance. So like, it's totally commonplace to sort of revisit the American Indian genocide, and things of like that. But you can't do it with the Holocaust.
No, absolutely not. And nobody knows about any of the other genocides, so nobody bothers to talk about those either.
Right.
It's real unfortunate that everyone who experienced that stuff is going to be dead soon. Like, there's like one dude alive from that time right now. You know what I mean? Like, the raw material is just going to be gone. And all that will exist is the story.
Well, who cares? They were a bunch of fucking idiots anyways. That whole generation just don't ask, don't tell, trust your superiors.
Yeah.
They're why we're in this fucking mess and we don't know anything. Bunch of fucking secretive, subservient pricks.
Yeah. Well, they have to keep secrets from us.
Yeah.
We're not smart enough to get the rest of it.
They give me an order, I go around the world and I kill whoever. Hey, I'm saving the world here.
Yeah.
Freedom. You're welcome for the freedom.
Yeah.
I'm a World War II generation guy. Well,
It's because of guys like me you get to have a stupid talk show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't watch my buddies die
you and
face
your-
down in the muck.
You and your high-top sneakers, girls with short haircuts.
Beat bopping up and down the streets.
Yeah. Smoking your Mary Jane. Broadcasting on the web. That's us.
That's us.
But those guys, fuck those guys. Who cares? Bunch of idiots that didn't ask any questions and went around the world killing whoever they were fucking told, and we're supposed to just have this endless reverence.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Oh, thank you.
Glad they're dead.
You've given us everything.
Fuck them.
I wish more of them were dead.
I wish they were all dead now.
Yeah.
I wish the rest of the World War II vets would die tonight.
I wish I may. I wish I might.
Yeah.
So
And any woman that ever fucking worked in one of those Susie the Riveter factories, fucking
Rosie.
making bullets and shit, fuck off. All you die too.
And any of you assholes that recycled your cans.
Or it's time to recycle you.
Yeah.
We're done.
You're out of here.
Reincarnate into something useful.
Yeah.
Fucking prick.
Go butterfly. A police officer in Albuquerque shot at another police officer.
Oh my goodness.
On purpose.
Oh, shit.
While they were both on duty.
Oh my word.
Emptied his clip.
My.
And has admitted that he was intentionally firing at the officer.
Yeah.
And does anyone want to guess what happened to him?
I don't know.
The shooter, I mean.
They gave his balls and dick a makeover and painted little eyes and put glasses on so like his dick was a nose. No?
They wrapped
How
his
did
lips
you know?
around. They wrapped his lips around a raccoon penis.
Yeah. Just took a bunch of pictures of him blowing a raccoon. No, what did they do to him?
They downgraded him to a desk job without a reduction in pay.
That poor slob.
That poor guy. It was an undercover job that was going on. An undercover police officer was in a car with another person.
Just a note real quick. I always see people like log on to listen, and then leave after 5 seconds. Like, what did you expect to hear in that 5 seconds?
Yeah, what would have kept you?
That was just gonna blow you away.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. All right.
More flat Earth stuff.
Turn this up.
Yeah.
Fucking give it a minute, Jesus.
So anyway, it was a undercover drug bust where one of the officers was in a car with somebody purchasing drugs, and then once the drugs were purchased, then they were supposed to signal, and then they were going to raid the hotel room where the drugs are being sold from, right?
Okay, yeah.
So after the signal was given and the raid began, another undercover officer started firing at the car where he knew the first undercover officer to be inside of the car.
Oh, good.
And he fired a couple of shots and then was told to stand down. And rather than cease fire, he instead repositioned himself and continued to fire, shot until his gun was empty.
What a doofus.
Yeah, that was Lieutenant Brackle of the Albuquerque Police Department. Fired his gun at Officer Grant, who was not killed, but was almost killed, and is undergoing physical therapy to regain use of his body.
Ooh.
What?
Was not killed.
It was not killed. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Boo.
Boo. So there's apparently an internal investigation happening, but it's been going on for, 6 months now.
Yes.
And they only just released this information to the public regarding the shooting. So good for those guys. Good for that guy shooting another officer and keeping his job.
I hope he falls down an escalator, but the escalator is going so fast that he just pauses in the middle and just keeps falling forever.
Oh, God, falling down an escalator, those things are so pointy and metal.
What if an escalator was going at exactly the right speed that you fell halfway down and you just fell forever?
Yeah.
Just never fucking could recover and just against those fucking... Why do they make... Is there no other way than giant fucking machine teeth that can tear us all limb by limb? Like,
yeah.
Limb from limb? Like, I remember being a kid and it being like a total feasible thing. Like, I could stick my foot right here and I'd probably get sucked into this motherfucker.
Yeah.
And it would fucking shred my legs in a linguine.
Into linguine.
Yeah, into linguine.
Yeah.
Did you ever get your shoelace caught in there and start wigging out?
Yes, did you?
Yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Every time.
But so what happens when you get your shoelace caught in the escalator is that it just snaps. But there's that 1 second where you're like, oh fuck, what do I do? It's in there, and then it just snaps, right? It just breaks immediately.
The image in your head is just like your face being.
But first your shoe
sucked in at the last
like
second.
A paper shredder.
Your shoe goes really tight. But it doesn't have, your shoelace can't support the weight to actually drag your foot in there.
Yeah.
So it just snaps. But it is a fucking scary one, dude. Yeah.
That's never happened to me.
I've had remember when you would wear pants? Remember when the thing was that your shoes could never be seen? Your pants had to be so baggy as to cover your entire shoe? Mm-hmm. When that was still going on, I did have a couple of times the back of my pants caught in the escalator.
That's pretty terrifying.
Yeah, well, it's just the same thing. It'll snap off a certain amount of the fabric, but you're just like, oh, fuck, dude, that fucks your pants up good.
My Jinkos.
Yeah.
Were you listening to ICP at that time?
No, I never listened to bitch-ass ICP. Fuck. I did one time. When I did for like a few months when I was 18 in my first apartment, or we had a shotgun house, in that old fucking house in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a TV or any shit. And we had like 10 CDs that somebody left or something, whatever,
They came with the house.
It was a bunch of it was like Wayne Newton and fucking Prince and ICP. It's just like, what is going on here?
Nice.
And so we listened to the stupid ICP record a few times. It's fucking garbage.
I literally don't think I've ever listened to one ICP song.
Well, having been a juvenile drug dealer, I had to deal with juggalos.
Yeah.
When you sell drugs in high school, You're gonna know juggalos. You're gonna know a few gangbangers. You're gonna know some people from the fucking sports teams. You're gonna know a little bit of everybody.
I had mostly athletes and foreign exchange students.
Yeah.
It's my clientele.
Who didn't deal drugs in high school on this show? Anybody?
I started dealing drugs just after high school.
Oh, okay.
So there's that.
There you go.
Yeah, dude. I'm sure Matt did, and whoever else sits in on the show did.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody did.
Well, it was a good way to make some money.
There being a time in high school where it's like, hey, you need some weed? Like, no, do you? Like, no, like just everybody just trying to sell each other weed constantly.
Yeah, you lost your clients because everybody was trying to sell themselves.
Yeah. I want to make that sweet $140 off an ounce.
Yeah. I had the summer after I graduated from high school, I quit both of my jobs and sat in my room and played Mortal Kombat all day long, and people just came in and out. And inevitably, someone always bought me liquor, and I drank every single day. And then beyond that, I just always had weed. And then one of my roommates worked at a pizza place, and so we always had pizza. And that was how I survived.
This is why girls aren't allowed on most talk shows. That wasn't a story.
When I got my driving while weed, I couldn't drive for 6 months, and so I just rode around on my longboard selling weed. That's how I got by.
See, you guys made this a shitty topic now. Now we gotta stop.
All right.
Moving on.
One time I sold weed to my friend, and we totally had tie-dye shirts on.
Wow, this is amazing.
What happened to us? What the fuck?
I don't know. It's the
We
weed.
all smoked too much weed. The world's leading Loch Ness Monster expert has issued a statement regarding his latest 25 years of research. And it is huge. Are you ready for this?
What? The Loch Ness Monster is huge?
Yeah.
What did this guy say?
He said that the best going theory at this point is that the Loch Ness Monster is...
The best going theory. God, we have just fallen apart here. Let's regroup. Let's get shit back together.
All right. Okay.
Go ahead.
The number one theory.
The number one theory...
Or you could say leading, even.
The best
the
going
leading
theory...
The best going theory. Sounds so retarded. Go ahead.
All right. He says that the Loch Ness Monster is actually just a really, really big catfish, 13 feet long.
When you told me that didn't surprise me at all, because several supposed lake monsters and river monsters over the years have been proven to be catfish.
Just giant catfish.
One that a friend of mine down in Missouri was showing around video for a couple years and going, dude, you got to see this video of this, I don't know what it is, a fucking shark or some crazy thing in the lake, by his parents' house in Missouri. He always showed around this video. Eventually, when somebody caught it, it was like a fucking 6.5 foot catfish. Mm-hmm. And they look crazy because they come around to the top of the water and they do like a little sunbasking thing. Mm-hmm. And they roll around, and it could very easily mimic the look of like a much larger, crazier looking fish.
Like a wiggly serpent.
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so they found a 13-foot catfish?
Yeah, it's called a Wells catfish.
Holy fuck.
And they all grow up to 13 feet long.
Is that saltwater?
No. It's a river. They typically live in rivers.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Do they have those in the United States?
No, I don't think so.
13
I'll find out.
feet?
Yeah. It's called Wells. W-E-L-S.
Who the fuck knew there was a 13-foot fucking catfish? I didn't know that
Yeah,
shit.
it's insane, right?
I thought catfish just kind of grow into their environment. Like, as long as there's food, they can just keep getting bigger and bigger.
I mean,
can't
I
they?
knew there were 6 and 7 footers out there, but I didn't fucking know that.
13 feet. Yeah, it could
Yeah.
swallow a human
Well,
being whole.
Yeah,
That's
and
fucked
they,
up.
they are
Yeah.
they are in the shark family,
Yeah. And
so they do become the apex predator in a bunch of situations, I guess. Right?
also,
Yeah.
if they're akin to river life and someone puts them in a lake, now they say that somebody just put catfish in the lake some hundreds of years ago, and they've just been like ghosting around in there, and nobody really knew they were there before. So if they are used to river life and someone puts them in a lake, it would make sense that they would get extra big because they have extra space, extra food, extra depth.
So he's
And
saying
they'll
that
eat
would
it.
make the most sense.
Right.
Yeah.
Giant catfish. But
After
they did,
25 years of research.
they did catch one.
Yeah, or they found it on sonar, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
they didn't actually catch a 13-foot one, but they spotted one that's
Fuck,
definitely
dude,
one.
That
And
makes
then
sense. The way that they roll around on top, and you think of that footage of like that what looks like a neck
yeah,
curving in and out of the water, that would make sense actually.
it would make a lot of sense.
Son of a bitch.
Damn.
Well, and catfish will survive in any terrain too.
And they eat.
I
like
mean, they're scavengers.
anything, right?
They'll eat anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when they flooded that valley?
Catfish are like where you like cut them open and they have like a boot inside of them.
Yeah.
The fuck did you do that for?
Well, they flooded a valley.
Why did you start eating the boot and then keep going?
Yeah.
An idiot doesn't know what food is.
They flooded a valley which had a cemetery in the bottom of it a couple decades ago, and then they went down there and just found like crazy mutant giant catfish that
Son
have
of a
been
bitch.
eating corpses for years and years and years.
Oh yeah, dude. There's
Oh,
a wait,
God.
which one was that? Because there's a couple of creepy stories in
Yeah,
this
I don't
country
remember.
where valleys have just been flooded and whole towns have just been put underwater and everybody there died.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, this was like a cemetery that
Oh, okay.
they had flooded.
There's been a couple of times in our history. We should do a segment on that.
Yeah, I love that idea.
Where a dam broke and an entire town just gone.
Bye.
Oh, I mean, it was like an intentional flooding for like hydro electricity,
and so
like
they
in
just
Oh
left-
Brother Where Art
And they
Thou.
left the corpses there?
Yeah, they just everybody who lived there left, and then they just filled the rest of it with water.
Fucking Christ.
Yeah, who knew they could even do that?
I don't know. There's a certain point where if there's no known, descendants of any of the people in the cemetery, that they will eventually be able to remove them or do what they want. There's been a couple of controversial ones too. You know, the Bachelor's Grove Cemetery
Yes.
here that we've talked about on the show plenty of times.
Yes.
Famous haunted cemetery outside of Chicago. One of the biggest reasons that it's still there is because of the kind of murky areas of the law that involve having to notify descendants when they move bodies, and they're trying. They can't really find a lot of descendants of these people. So they've been for years trying to. The Cook County real estate division or whatever wants to develop it, and they've been trying to get those bodies removed. There's a big whole fucking battle from the historical society to the people that want to develop and shit, which is actually a government bureau that develops real estate.
And the government is trying
And so
to.
that's who typically wants to, something. It's usually that kind of situation where they're like, we don't care about this stupid fucking people in this cemetery,
yeah.
but we have these dumbass laws that don't allow us to just do whatever we want with dead bodies.
Yeah. Well, that's the same reason that the.
So the catfish are eating the fucking bodies down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fuck.
Big time.
That's something I thought
How
a lot
much
about.
meat is on those bodies?
Must be at least some.
It's like jerky or
I'll bet they
something.
eat bones too.
Yeah, there's marrow.
They're like underwater pigs. They'll eat
Well,
anything.
what happens when they
Yeah.
embalm you? Doesn't all your shit get fucked up at that point? Do you still have good meat after that?
I guess it depends on what you mean by good. I mean, don't they pump you
Yeah.
full of chemicals and stuff?
That's what I
Catfish
mean,
are
like-
not picky.
Right.
yeah, and
Yeah.
if they grow, and if
probably
they're
getting
like,
high, dude, they're probably getting high as fuck too.
Yeah.
and growing up in that environment.
Have you ever smoked embalming fluid? There's fucking
No, never.
never.
No, we've talked about this on the show before. I
Why
think.
are you surprised? What? Never?
Well, because you
'Cause
clearly have.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
it's nuts, dude. It's one I would recommend it to anyone to try once. If you're young and healthy, just try it. It's fucking nuts.
Does it like make you trip really good or?
Yeah, kinda. It's very amphetamine-ish kind of like energy thing, and like some people say they get like stuck and they just sit on the couch, and like kind of just I don't know what you call it, just veg out, and so, but I don't know, a lot of other people it has like a PCP effect, like it's just you fucking nuts, run around like an idiot, just like. Yeah, it was a great drug. It was
Yeah.
insane. It had some trippy effects and had some just fucking drug effects.
What did you smoke it on a cigarette?
Yeah, you dip a cigarette in there, joint,
What do they call those? Wiki
sticks.
That's the one.
Getting wet.
Getting wet.
But they, the time we did it, of course, went totally overboard. We smoked like 4 cigarettes and 2 joints, dipped in fucking embalming fluid, and then just went nuts. We're probably 16.
Jesus Christ.
Just went crazy. Yeah. But yeah, no. So
Then your
those catfish,
brain's
those
blood everywhere.
catfish down there are probably getting high as fuck.
Yeah, and they're having babies that are growing up on that kind of thing from the very beginning, and then those fish are having babies, and I mean, they're probably just evolving to have crazy chemicals all the time.
Yeah.
Down there.
Eat chemical fucking human jerky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gross.
I kind of want that.
Oh, you just unplugged your mic, yeah. Are you back?
I'm back, yeah.
So the idea too is so that does make it way more gross, because it would be just fucking stringy, like just compressed like tendons and little bits of meat left that they're fucking just slurping off the bones.
Yeah, also just totally waterlogged,
with their big
too.
dumb fish lips too.
Yeah.
They don't even have like good teeth. They're just sucking it off over. It takes them like 45 minutes to get a good mouthful of food.
I want to see a compilation video of that to like metal music or something.
Yeah,
It just sounds nuts, doesn't it?
Catfish sucking on bones.
that is metal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a dark image.
Catfish sucking on bones. Fuck yeah, catfish are weird. They have skin. They
Yeah.
don't have scales.
No, they have skin.
How'd they get skin?
They're part of the shark family, right?
Everyone else has scales.
Are
Oh,
they
okay.
mammals? Does that make them mammals?
No, sharks aren't
Sharks
mammals.
aren't mammals.
Isn't a shark a
dolphin.
dolphin's a mammal.
Yeah.
Jiminy Christmas, David Box.
And
Fuck.
a whale is a mammal.
Yeah,
Sharks
you're
are
right.
not mammals.
Are you guys really unclear on which ones are mammals and which aren't?
I'm
Let's go
not.
through
I'm
it.
sorry, I'm not a marine biologist, Vinny. God damn it.
Well, anything that comes up for air, that's usually how you know.
Yeah.
You've never seen a shark come up and fucking blow its blowhole. come lay on the sandbar for a while.
Yeah. Well, bask in the sun.
Let it just leave its mouth open like a crocodile.
Yeah.
Let a seagull comes up and cleans its teeth, you know? I'm just enjoying some sun here, boys.
Just what the doctor ordered.
What do I feel like sharks would talk like Foghorn Leghorn too?
I feel like
Just feel
they
like
would be
that's
more
just
like
kind of my go-to
like
cartoon
salesmen.
voice. Like,
Yeah.
I want everyone to talk like Foghorn Leghorn.
No, I think that a shark would be swarthier. He'd be more charming and try and sell you something, you know?
Say, looks
Yeah.
like you could use a dip in the water. I was about to go back in myself. Now, you could use a big tough guy like me to look out for you down there. You know, there's a lot of shifty characters beneath the waves, as they call it. Say, you and your wife want to go snorkeling, huh? Hey, you there? You want to go snorkeling?
Why, I don't know. I've never been snorkeling.
Listen, I know all the best spots. You want to go with that tour guide, that's fine. But go with a shark, you're going to see some real coral, baby.
What do you think, sweetie? Should we go with this nice man?
I don't know.
Come on, just hop in. It'll be great. I'll take you at all the special spots, and I'll keep you real safe.
Well, how much does it cost?
It's free.
It's free.
Oh,
Yeah.
my.
Just hop in because I'm hungry as shit.
That
and
tour guide over there wants $30.
Right, and
Get in, honey.
This sounds too good to be true.
well, I'm a shark, and I'm gonna eat you now.
No. We just wanted to go scuba diving.
That would be how a shark would talk.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You guys, Germans are no longer advised to be breastfeeding their children because German breast milk contains too many carcinogens
Why?
because of years of over pesticiding.
No.
Yeah, their overuse of pesticides has, in an initial study, has indicated a huge increase in glyphosate, which, as we know, is a major pesticide used actually in a lot of American food. The quantity that's acceptable in drinking water in Germany is 0.1 nanograms, and of the women studied during this test, they all ranked between 0.2 and 0.4 nanograms, which is 2 to 4 times as much as is allowed in water.
Talk about metal, some poison tits.
Yeah.
That's metal.
They're gonna kill your baby. So that's, I mean, is that terrifying? Am I the only one who's terrified by this?
You poison my bro. You poison my mother's breast. I almost said brother's breast.
Don't suck on their teeth.
Yeah. I don't know, dude. It sounds like it could also just be a scam because there's a lot of for years they've been trying to get people to stop breastfeeding. and it's really important for the development of the brain early on to breastfeed.
Right.
Get some of that good cholesterol, that titty fat.
Yeah, is this just one of those buy our products things? They're sucking on that free milk in their mom's tits.
More importantly, I think there's been a push from the elite to that's one part of the soft kill and the dumbing down mechanism is keeping people from breastfeeding, and then also giving them formula alternatives with fluoride added, which we've covered on the show before.
Right. Yeah.
So it's all about the development of the brain. The mother's milk is the best thing for the development of the brain.
Yes.
I think that's been proven over and over, right? So.
Well, but if the mother's not healthy.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. But it could be a doctored study for that purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. This was a small scale study. Based on these results.
There's also no reason to think that people aren't polluted to shit.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm just pointing out there is an overall agenda to keep people from breastfeeding.
And the titty
Yes.
milk might be the least of the evils in that situation.
Yes, that might be true too. Because the same doctor would he tell you to avoid fluoride and artificial sweeteners and all that shit during the child's developmental period?
Yeah,
too?
probably
You know what I mean?
not.
So what's
Yeah.
the real evil? Yeah.
The World Health Organization has called for a larger study be done.
I gotta go grab a drink. I'll be right back.
Okay. So this study took the breast milk of 16 women from varying German regions. So now the World Health Organization wants a broader test done to see if this was an anomaly or to see if this is actually as bad as they think it is.
Do we know anything about American titty milk?
No, I don't think any study has been done of American titty milk.
I wonder if that's something that really needs to happen.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know. I wonder if that's how bad German titty milk is, how bad do you think American titty milk is? I mean, we let anything go, don't we?
Yeah, that's true. We let more go than most countries do.
I'm so glad I got all of my American titty milk in before all this controversy came to the surface. You know what I mean?
Before GMOs existed.
Well, if we ever have kids, what are we going to do to make sure they have the best titty milk? We'll have to stay away from preservatives.
Yeah, I'll have to live in a bubble
Yeah, that's what we'll do.
and exist only on a direct IV of my own proprietary blend of nutrients and vitamins. And that's it. I'll just get whatever I need from the bag. I won't eat anything.
The magic bag.
They have that, don't they?
Yeah. All right. Well, what else do we know about the Germans' titty milk?
Nothing.
All right.
No, while officially the jury is still out on the damage that can be done by glyphosate, it's generally considered to be a carcinogen, which is just something that will cause cancer. And the World Health Organization is also...
Oh, wait, I was just heard you guys as I was coming in. Were you talking about Carcinogen, my old swimming coach in college?
Yeah, we were. He was quite a man.
That guy was a dick.
So Irene Witt, who is the professor of toxicology at the University of Oldenburg, said there is no upper limit you can put on the quantity of the carcinogen. Every molecule could cause cancer. So this expert has made a definitive statement that says no amount of this should be acceptable in the water, in our food, in our breast milk. All of it could be damaging.
Carcinogens. Well...
Yeah, but again, how do you weigh that out as a mother? Should I deprive the brain of these basic nutrients that it needs to develop properly and to grow up to be an intelligent, perceptive person? Or should I give way to the fear here and then trust all these alternatives that are probably have equally as bad chemicals,
Yeah,
And then-
should I go for the synthetic version of what's already happening because it's somehow better?
And if I do that, what am I going to do with all this titty milk?
Right.
Yeah. What a conundrum.
Fucking, at the
Craigslist it.
at the town fair, knocking over paper cups. I'm not sure how that game would work.
Yeah.
One lady
How do
just
you
playing
win?
it
Yeah.
over and over.
People
If
buy
any women
tickets.
happen to be able to shoot titty milk, we got these cups set up. You can pay us to shoot your titty milk at them. All right, sounds like a
If you
Maybe
knock
win
them
a
all over, you
prize.
get a teddy bear.
Yeah.
A titty bear.
A titty bear.
Sorry.
Ooh, ha 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 ha.
Now, our listeners may remember a few months ago we reported on a town in Kazakhstan that was falling asleep
Oh,
mysteriously.
who could forget, Andrew?
Oh,
forget?
yeah, that's right. I didn't forget.
So they were experiencing a bizarre epidemic of a mysterious sleeping illness where over 140 villagers would fall asleep at random, sometimes for up to 6 days at a time. They have done numerous studies trying to figure out what would be causing their citizens to fall asleep like this, and they finally made a breakthrough. And they all have carbon monoxide poisoning.
Oh, I thought they were all listening to Adam Carolla's podcast. It's like, turns out they're
Boing.
listening to that boring motherfucker.
Yeah. So there are these mines in the town, let's see, uranium mines that are just emitting carbon monoxide and hydrocarbons into the air and just poisoning everybody and making them fall asleep until their body can filter it out.
Damn. That sucks.
Now, this is the official reason they're giving to it. This is where it gets a little bit confusing because they're saying new evidence has suggested that it is carbon monoxide poisoning. However, when people go to the hospital for being asleep for days and days and they do tests, they don't test positive for carbon monoxide poisoning. It's like the levels don't register on the equipment, or by the time they get there, the levels have dropped enough that they're not measurable.
Yeah.
But so they're still giving the official reason that it's the carbon monoxide leaking out of these.
Maybe it's just a different compound, and their tests just don't detect the different kind of carbon monoxide.
Definitely. So their solution is just to evacuate the town.
Well,
There's only 810 people who live there, which means 140 people who have suffered from this make up 17% of the town. So they're just trying to move everybody out. They've relocated about a quarter of them so far, once they realized it was the environment doing it and not something else.
what's it like when they go to a new place now? Are they all just like,
Yeah.
wow, whoa, shit,
They're all suddenly geniuses.
I can breathe.
They can all sing really well.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Ground is like a trampoline.
Their voices are like higher
Watching.
pitched.
Yeah.
Yeah, those people were headed. I mean, how could that happen to everybody without anybody looking around like, dude, do you think something's up around here? Like, fucking, maybe we should get out of here, maybe, and
Something must be going on.
let somebody figure this out while we fucking, relocate to 20 miles over there where there's fresh air.
People get weird about that stuff, though. There's a town in Bolivia
Is there, Andrea?
of Mennonites
Is there?
where
Oh, really?
women were getting raped. Entire households were getting raped in the middle of the night.
Dude, rape is a myth.
Are you sure they weren't getting nothinged?
Yeah, exactly.
What were they wearing? what was the family wearing?
Rape is a myth.
Yeah, whole families were waking up with throbbing headaches and evidence of having been raped during the night.
Right. Quote unquote.
And it turns out that Mennonites from one town over had altered a animal tranquilizer and made it into a pumpable gas. A veterinarian in the
What?
next town, yeah, and then he was selling it to a gang of people ranging from 16 to 43 men who would take
This is a Batman comic book.
take like
This didn't actually happen.
they'd take like one of those pumpy things like for
Ah.
spraying weeds and spray it in through the screen windows. Because it was Bolivia and they needed to keep stuff open. They
Oh,
were Mennonites,
yeah.
so they didn't have electricity. They couldn't use air conditioning or anything.
How could you
And they
live
were
without
just-
mosquitoes the size of your hand flying in to bite you straight in your jugular and draw blood like you're at the AIDS clinic?
Ugh. So they were gassing entire families and just raping the shit out of them for years and years and years, and people like didn't even want to come forward about it. There was a court case. Eventually, somebody confessed and sold out like 5 or 6 of the other guys who were involved. But the victims at that time, there was 112, I think, that were involved in the case. But they estimate that it was probably closer to 300 victims. But most of them just didn't come forward because of the culture. And they were like, this is our town. This is, Oh, and for a long time, it was attributed to demons, too. For like 20
so they
years
were just
or so.
gassing people and raping them.
Yeah, and it went on for decades.
Can you
And
imagine?
was this like I'm sorry, I tuned out there for a minute because I'm having emotional problems. Was there like a cult thing going on? What
Mennonites.
And they wanted to rape everyone?
Yeah, well, there was a community of men within the Mennonite village they were like a rape club. And they like all pitched in to get the
missed
rape
that part.
gas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
16 to 43. They aged 16
Jesus,
to 43
fuck.
when they were caught. But
Wow.
yeah, and that's only the people who were caught.
How do you start a rape club? Wink, wink.
Gee, I don't know. Wink.
The Overdose Talk Show at gmail.com.
Wink.
Wink, wink.
Nudge, nudge.
Actually, that is the email if anybody wants to get in touch with the show. The Overdose Talk Show at gmail.com.
Yes.
Send us some ideas of shit to talk about or whatever.
Can you imagine like waking up ready to start
No,
your day
I can't, David Box.
and
I'm
being
gonna
like,
die
well,
tonight.
well, I was raped again.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the old night rape.
I don't know, dude. I don't think men can even understand what it's like for a woman to be raped, because you could probably identify with the feeling of violation and stuff, but I think sex is just so different, to the genders that you wouldn't be able to understand that. I think only a woman could understand that feeling, really, we could understand what it's like for us to be raped.
Yeah, like if we got raped in our butts.
Yeah, it would be like a thing. But see, for me, it would be like, I feel like it would be like, oh, dude, that fucking sucked. That was embarrassing. It hurt.
Yeah.
I'm I gotta get better from this, and maybe go to a doctor and get some stitches or whatever I need.
Yeah.
Depending on, I guess, the size of my assailant. Depending on if my assailant was Mexican or Italian. Whatever, how large his penis was. That's what I'm getting at, David Box. And is
there something you want to tell us, Vinny?
Well, yeah, that I think Mexicans have small penises and Italians have large penises. That's all I'm getting at.
Oh, okay.
And so, I would feel like it's just a thing to get. It would be like getting punched in the face too many times and you had to go to the hospital. You know what I mean? It would be equal to that, in my opinion. But I think for women, they spend most of their lives just warding off every sexual advance. For a woman, 99% of their lives are just fucking all right, which of these 90 fucking guys am I gonna choose to fuck? And I have to get the rest of them away from me somehow.
Yeah.
And I think there's just a different. It's just different for them. Whatever, to actually then have it taken from you. For us, it would just sort of just be you got me. Fuck.
Damn it.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
So you fucking got, well, that's what I get for passing out face down.
I was a little out of line.
Yeah.
Them's the rules.
But yeah, I think women take it a lot harder.
Yeah, they take it personally.
Yeah. Gracefully. Even when it's against their will.
Shifting gears.
Oh, boy.
Well, what else can I do with that? I don't know. Why does your mic thing keep
I
coming
don't know.
undone?
It's being weird tonight. I can't figure it out. I'm not doing anything different.
Andrea, I would take a dick for you if it was
If, one of us had to get raped.
Yeah, I would take the dick for you.
That's cool. Is that a jealousy thing, or is it...
It's probably a little bit.
Oh, shit, yeah. I think it's a little bit... I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah.
Way to ruin my nice gesture of taking a dick for you.
Baby, I'd take a dick for you.
As though the rapist pops in the room trying to rape Andrea, and David Box just fucking
No!
If you guys don't decide right now, I'm just going to flip a coin.
yeah. David Box just swings that twink ass out in front of him.
No, as he's thrusting, I
the guys-
dive
yeah.
with my ass facing.
No.
Yeah.
He's about to rape Andrea, and you swing that ass out, and he just
Swivel
catches a view of it out of the corner of his eye, and he stops in the middle of his motions of he's about to fucking tie Andrea up and rape her, and he stops in like with the rope, still like stretched out between his hands as he's like creeping up, and he just looks over, and there's David Box just presenting that perfect little fucking pink butthole.
Yeah, and I'm like biting my lower lip and
and just looking back like, is this what you want?
raising my eyebrows.
Is this what you want? Well, come get it, big boy. And then how could he resist?
This is awful.
What do you mean, David Box? This was
I know,
your
I'm a
idea.
hero.
Yeah.
I'm a hero,
You're a
right?
hero. But then what do
Jesus.
I do? Just stand there and let it happen?
I don't know.
You put on that song "No Vaseline."
I trust that you would have. I trust that you would have my back, as well as the rapist, and that you'd do something to help me, like
fucking
smash a vase on his
Just
head,
get a wet towel for his forehead and
dropping
coach him.
and dropping. No,
Coach him through it.
grab the
Fan
lube.
him a
Grab the
little
lube.
bit. Yeah.
No, drop an anvil on his head.
Come on, you can do it. Just take it. Just give him some moral support. Help him get raped.
Yeah.
It's okay. Just relax your butt muscles.
Just fanning me.
You're making it worse by fighting it.
You shouldn't have worn those shorts today.
Yeah, really.
This has gone way too far
You
up
were
my
asking
ass.
for it.
Is what I would say.
Is your ass like it's not even hairy? I bet.
No, I got some hair in my ass.
You got hair in there?
Yeah.
Mine's not that bad.
I had
It's
some
kinda
chafing over this weekend, so I had to check, and I was like, look, I got some hair in my ass.
growing.
Chafing.
David Box feels like a big boy now. Got some hair down there.
Oh, look, my first ass hair.
He's been tweezering him out before that. He's been one by one tweezering his butthole hair.
Yeah. Well, when you bleach your asshole and it's all hairy, then it starts to look like grass that had too much sun on it,
Oh, David Box, that is awful.
Yeah, that's truly horrible.
But I'm glad you take a rape for my sister. That's nice of you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the nicest thing I've said to anybody.
Really?
Yeah. Now it's funny.
Don't you think so?
Well, it's
Yeah.
funny. It's funny that his idea is to get raped instead of you, and his idea is not to somehow fend off the attacker.
Just absorb the attack.
That never
instead.
came up. It's just there's a knock at the window, and he just fucking throws his pants off. Like, don't worry, I'll take care of this.
I've been training for this moment.
Well, don't you want to try to fight him off? No. I've got to do what I've got to do, Andrea.
We're talking about a gang of people,
Oh, is that what it was?
Well,
Okay.
I don't know. Now
I don't think we
I'm
were.
I'm
I don't
backpedaling.
think we were talking about a gang of anyone.
We were
just
just
was-
talking about rape in general. I just thought I'd stay on topic.
It was
That's
never
all.
an option to try to fight him off. That was not even discussed. Just, I'll fucking get raped.
I'll take a dick for you. Oh, well, that's awfully kind. I mean, I knew there was a reason I was going to marry you.
Yeah. I don't know.
Wasn't
Dude.
Well,
sure what
you're
it was.
welcome. That's
Yeah.
some radio for you.
Yeah, David has some improv radio. David Box would have to probably, as the rapists are coming in, grab a bunch of your clothes, throw it on, turn the lights off, and get in
Yeah.
a provocative position.
Pull the Bugs
while
Bunny.
You hide in
Yeah.
the panic room,
You're right.
which has plenty of room for him, but he wasn't interested in going in for some reason.
Boo.
Yeah.
If neither one of us is here, they'll get suspicious.
Andrea, listen. They came all the way down here. If they don't find someone to rape, they're never going to leave.
Yeah. They'll just keep coming back and coming back.
Right.
And then coming on my back.
And it's time for me to take 6 for the team. Why is this going down?
Oh, boy.
I don't like this anymore.
You started it.
I regret saying those things.
What do you regret, David Box? I don't understand.
Being
what's wrong?
being so funny.
What's wrong with this?
It's the ultimate sacrifice.
David Box, you love getting raped.
Boo! I'm gonna leave.
That's my David Box sample. My sample of you laughing.
Oh, fuck. It's so funny.
Yeah, it is really funny.
No. Stop.
Hey, David Box, why don't you turn around and put that sweet butt up in the air? I got 6 Puerto Rican buddies coming over tonight. Oops, where'd it go? Oh, god damn it.
Oh, fuck.
That was supposed to be like this. I don't know why I always go to Puerto Ricans as rapists. I think it's from that fucking parade where they were raping all those women.
What?
Yeah, remember that?
No.
Oh,
The rape parade?
The Puerto Rican parade where they started raping everybody.
The
That was
rape
a few years
parade.
back. That shit happens. It's culture, Andrea.
Yeah.
Don't you understand other people's cultures?
It's heritage, not hate,
Yes.
Andrea.
It's
It's not rape.
It's heritage, not hey rapist. Rapage. It's heritage, not hair rapage. Wow, let's get out of here for a quick break. We'll be back in a minute. Holy fuck. I'm not hearing myself. There we go.
There you are.
We are at 11 shark attacks off the coast of the Carolinas.
Just this year.
This year, so far, in agreement with my prediction
Yes.
from early fall last year, I predicted as early, I think, as October.
An eerily accurate
I
prediction.
predicted that shark attacks would be just completely off the charts off the coast of the of the Carolinas and Georgia this summer.
Yes.
We're gonna go get that clip.
We are.
But listeners
Carolina
of the show,
and Georgia. She was my Spanish teacher.
Shut up. Turn off the air conditioner. Thanks. Carolina, San Georgia. It's a bit of
Yeah.
a stretch, but all right.
No, it's
I'll
not.
I'll count it.
Thank you.
Am I supposed to be keeping score of these?
No, we keep score
Oh,
ourselves.
okay. Good.
The name game. So there's another shark attack though in the news. That
Yes.
fucking crazy footage of the dude in that surf competition.
Yes, that was in South Africa. South Africa.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, Mick Fanning, who was taking part in a surf competition.
We gotta play the video too.
And yeah,
Make sure you get that queued up. But
taking part in a surf competition and got attacked by a motherfucking shark and on film and just started punching it.
did you see this, Deebs?
No, I can't wait to.
It is crazy footage. It is the most near shark attack footage I've ever seen. If you ever see a person and a shark this close together, it's because they're getting bitten by the shark.
It's because they're about to get eaten by
Yeah.
a shark.
If there's not many out there, but the few shark attack videos that there are out there, this is what it looks like. You see the fin come up, and you see the shark. I mean, the shark doesn't come up over the water near humans for any other reason. Like, that's what it looks like. And this guy just starts punching the thing and putting up enough of a fight that it left him alone. But he's out there on a surfboard. Look at that.
Yeah.
Show the actual footage though that came in the article that we had. Because I want to hear the fucking announcers the way they're talking about it.
Okay.
Yeah, just
is the
find
wrong
probably what
video,
is
yeah.
the most common possible footage of it.
I will find it. But it's really rare that they would also get this on video too, you know?
So he just starts punching the thing.
Yeah, well, you just saw it, right?
Yeah, I like want to like stab my thumb through its eyes or something, like LL Cool J in that one movie when he's stabbing it in the eyeball.
Mm-hmm.
When did LL Cool J stab a shark in the eyeball?
What was that? Deep Blue Sea? Was that LL Cool J? Who was
it?
that? Who was that black actor who's also a rapper?
Ice Cube.
No.
Ice T.
No.
50 Cent.
No.
The Game.
No.
Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah.
Fuck you guys.
Kendrick Lamar's last album was really good.
LaDamian Washington.
Did you hear Kendrick Lamar's last album?
No. I don't.
It's fucking good.
The stuff that
It's
plays on the
fucking-
radio, I don't care for.
Yeah, neither did I. And then I heard his last album. It was really fucking good.
Huh. I'll have to check it out.
Yes, you should.
All right, I will.
Nah, you should. And
Okay.
it's somebody that non-mainstream rap people can get into. Like, it was very weird and very cool. It was almost too weird. There was almost, like, not enough flow on the record. It was
Really?
just- yeah, like, it was weird.
Because
It was
his
cool.
song that he currently has with Taylor Swift makes me want to claw my eyes out.
I'm sure that's horrible, but
Yeah.
that's just fucking business.
Yeah.
You just gotta, if you want your
Honestly,
That's
eyes,
marketing. Yeah, I
there was
know.
nothing like that on the other record.
Yeah.
That I just listened to. I forget the name of it, but
if you want your eyes clawed out, as you know, you just got to force blow a raccoon.
That's true.
Right.
We've worked out the flawless way to do that.
Yeah.
All right, so here's this footage for you guys.
Let's hear. Because I just want to play what the announcers' reactions are so ridiculous. I
Yeah.
got your volume up.
I do too.
Well, you're not playing it. Yeah, you're not finding the original footage, apparently.
All right.
Is your shit plugged into the right fucking thing?
Yeah.
Well, fast forward or whatever. Whatever, dude. Just forget it. Here, look, I'll find it in 2 seconds. Hold on.
Okay. Well, but you can see him splashing around out there. And you can kind of see the shark like comes up a few times. The fin comes above the water. I'm surprised that they showed, that they stayed on the shot as long as they did.
And then they cut to this.
And then they like
crazy
cut to a wide shot. Yeah.
Making it into the top 10.
There we go. How long did that take me? 2 seconds.
Except for last season. As we look at Fanning on the rankings, you can see a little splash. Oh. Holy shit. Excuse me.
The announcer goes, holy shit. Oh, excuse me. Holy shit.
Oh. Holy shit.
Because if they had been watching the video, they would have reacted way more enthusiastically sooner. They're clearly watching from the beach. And from the beach, they just see a little splash, and then they see the guy go down. They're like, holy fuck.
Excuse me.
Excuse me.
You can hear the guy go, get out of the water immediately.
Looks like Fanning needing some assistance. He's swimming into the beach. As we sound the horn to stop the final.
Is that the shark alarm?
Yeah, so they come and put the guy, and there's a couple other surfers out there, and they come out there and they put everybody on fucking jet skis and shit, get them out of there.
Pretty scary.
That's crazy, but that's like, the if you listen to the full video, the announcers will reference like, oh, this is the third time the shark rule has come into play in competition here in this venue. Like, Jesus
So
Christ,
stop
dude,
having
like,
it there.
The shark rule. You guys are fucking maniacs.
Yeah, that's unreasonable.
If there's a rule about sharks in your sport, like, you really need to reconsider what you do for fucking for athletic activity. That's fucking ridiculous, dude.
I'm sorry, sir. You've used all your shark timeouts. You need to stay in the water.
And fight the shark. We've already removed you. We've saved you from 3 shark attacks this season.
You've reached your limit. You must pay extra for more rescues.
I hope you brought your taser. Hey, why is there not a fucking taser for sharks? That's what you need. Some kind of shock thing.
Well, because I think that it would just like go through the water and then shock you too.
Somebody can make one. That would work.
That would only shock a shark.
Yeah.
Shark shock. I don't think I would have the wherewithal. If I was getting attacked by a shark, I would probably not be able to process to get a taser. I don't think I'd be able to process poking in the eye. I think I'd just say, holy shit, I'm getting eaten by a shark.
That's why your hand is a taser, Andrea. Or a chainsaw or something.
Oh, yeah. All right. Well, now we're talking. Will a chainsaw work underwater?
Women, am I right?
It's just, it never ends. Does a chainsaw work underwater? How do I hammer a nail? Oh, you got dishes in the laundry again.
What do I do if a shark bites me?
Oh, my vagina fell out and I'm crying at the store.
It shattered all over the ground.
I can't find any barrettes that fit.
You really get women. I have nothing to add. You guys covered it all.
I get women, all right. I get women to hate me.
Boing.
You guys aren't doing that right.
All right, so those sharks, they're pretty crazy.
I get women, all right. I get women to leave me at the most vulnerable points in my life. Yeah. I get women, all right. I get women to be so completely disgusted by me that they, in 2 weeks' time, go from being my girlfriend to not answering my text messages. Yeah. I
Yeah.
get women. Certainly I do.
There was a snowstorm in Hawaii in July. In Hawaii.
Melikaliki Maka.
What's that?
That's the way to say. I mean, wait, what is it?
It's a wise way to say Merry Jumas to you.
Yeah, Jumas.
But I'm.
God damn it, I'm depressed. I am so sad.
Oh.
I am. Why? What do you think? What do you care about a snowstorm in Hawaii, anyways?
It seems pretty weird.
It doesn't seem like it should snow in Hawaii.
No, an inch and a half of snow they got.
Now you guys decide where it should snow and where it shouldn't?
Yeah, I've always been the leading authority on that.
It's you.
I just don't picture snow.
Here's also a clip from of Andrea from earlier. Hold on.
I believe in white supremacy.
And I don't know why you were talking like that earlier, but you were. That was insane. I can't believe. And then she had this other friend over here.
Nigga please. Nigga, can you lend a nigga a pencil?
That guy was racist.
Yeah, that guy was way racist.
Andrea.
He sounds really white.
I am surprised by your actions.
Which ones?
The aforementioned ones.
Yeah, Andrea.
That I would lend a nigger a pencil?
Oh, shit. Andrea, I got one question for you.
All right.
What is it about black people that you don't like?
Everything.
What? Are you serious?
Constantly asking me to borrow a pencil. I didn't bring enough pencils for everybody, guys.
Oh, my God.
Well, that's when the orca gets you.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I'm not going to a fucking beach.
Yes, sir.
Make with the pencils or we're taking you to the beach.
No. Oh,
I don't like-
Well, anyway, I'm pretty
Andrea, what's your biggest problem with Michael Vick?
I don't like him because he's black.
Andrea.
I did say that earlier.
Andrea's racist as shit.
Tonight I am, yeah.
Jesus Christ,
Well.
Andrea.
You go through what I've been through with the blacks, and then we'll talk. There were like 3 of them in my high school. It was horrible.
You're like a minority yourself.
I am a minority. I'm glasses wearing almost midget. I'm only an inch too tall to be a legal midget. Did
Are
you know
you?
that? Yeah.
Yeah, you are a little piece of shit.
Yeah.
Just a nothing. Just
Don't
walk-
talk
walking
to
around.
her that way.
Just walking around all short. What is with you, anyways?
I have no idea. What is with me?
How did you end up that short?
I couldn't tell you.
I guess I'm just used to you, but you must look crazy to a lot of people.
Probably, yeah.
Just
I probably look insane.
people are just crashing, just running off the road. Just fucking, yeah.
Careening off the road
Yeah.
into brick
What
walls.
is that?
Where's the rest of you?
They cut off my shins and attached my knees to my feet.
You are pretty short.
Yeah, well, I had asthma when I was younger.
Oh, big deal.
And the doctor put me on a steroid when I was in like 5th or 6th grade. But
Good.
she didn't
That'll
tell
help
us.
you grow.
She didn't tell us it was a steroid. And then my mom found out.
You got so fat.
So fat, yeah.
When you were in like 3rd grade, you were like a regular sized kid.
Yeah.
And then you went on the steroids and you were like a balloon.
Yeah, it was
just
horrible.
was like,
and it wasn't just that I was fat, I was swollen. Every part of me was puffy.
You didn't look right. You just
Yeah.
got way too fat too
I was
fast.
really
Like,
sick.
See, somebody should have noticed that. Our parents were stupid back then. Nobody was like they are now. People didn't they just trusted doctors more. You know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Is
they
that a
didn't
hand
even
motion?
No,
okay.
my fingers are fucked up.
they
I thought you were
didn't
motioning to for something.
give me some
question at
cash.
all.
She's fucking money right now. Just in the middle of the show.
Make with the money.
So finally, when she realized it was a steroid, though, she asked the doctor, and she was like, "Dude, aren't you concerned that that's going to stunt her growth?" And the doctor said, well, poorly controlled asthma will stunt her growth too. So really it's one or the other.
Yeah, bitch. What do you want your child to die of?
Trust me, I'm a doctor.
Well, what do you want to make her short, really?
Yeah, what do you want to make her short and fat?
And then die of.
Listen, you're not scared enough, and here's your bill.
Right.
Yeah.
No, but you did. We used to make fun of you, but looking back on it, it happened so quick. You clearly had some reaction.
Yeah.
And just blew up like a fucking... You used to wear that... Wait, and your main go-to for a shirt was a giant tie-dye shirt with fringe at the bottom. So you just looked like a crazy multicolored hot air balloon. Just walking around the house. Like, it was awful.
Oh.
And then, now you got it back together.
Yeah, I eventually got it back together. Yeah, that was scary for a while there. When the first time when they discovered I had asthma, I mean, they literally put me on like 6 different medications that all had to be taken 3 times a day. I had to go to the doctor and get shots. I had to get hooked up to breathing machines, and I mean, it was I was really sick. I'm glad the only thing that happened to me was that I got puffy.
Did you have to lay in an iron lung?
No, but they had to it's a nebulizer, and they put a mask on you and spray saline in your lungs.
Yeah, I remember those.
You're lucky that you didn't end up with fucking, like, thyroid problems, some other weird shit, you know.
Yeah, well, who knows what I've got going on now.
Yeah, who knows?
But I was young.
We're all walking time bombs in this generation.
Yeah.
Our parents just stuffed so much processed garbage down our throats when we were kids. And again, I don't blame them.
No.
They came from a world where the generation before them had fought tooth and nail to create a world where it was convenient to have food.
Mm-hmm.
And
medicine
and a little bit of better way of life, but they just didn't see it coming that we were going to be poisoned from every angle.
Yeah.
So our generation particularly, I would be very surprised if very many of us live past our 40s, 50s, you know. I mean, there's going to be some, but I think we're going to see cancer rates go massively they're already through the roof compared to 50 years ago. And that's not people go, well, that's because they're identifying more and reporting. No. Doctors used to travel the world over to study a child who had cancer.
Yeah.
Now there's fucking clinics in every city.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're making big bucks.
And we are going to see that just skyrocket even further.
Well, and just like food allergies.
Before we're done. I don't want to die. I do want to die. Like I was talking about earlier, I've been feeling suicidal lately. Where you feel like in certain moments, you're just like, I'm ready to get the fuck out. I don't care. I'm ready. I'm done. I'm just so done. But then when you're back with a little energy, like now, I'm back in, I'm doing the show. I feel a little bit okay right now. And I just feel like, God, I don't want to fucking die. It sounds so terrible. It's going to be so awful. You got to get cancer and just lay there and know it's going to happen. And everybody comes and says goodbye to you. And you're just like, oh, God. And fade out slowly while there's fucking... And I've been in the hospital. You guys saw me there. We tried to get high on oxygen that came out of the wall.
That was fun. You were riding around on your IV thing.
Yeah, so I was okay, kind of. But I've been in there, and the beeping sounds and all of that shit, just as you fade out to nothingness. How horrific is that?
Yeah.
Your whole life just condensed down to that moment of these fucking just clinical white sheets and beeping machines and just nurses that kind of really don't give a fuck because they can't afford to.
Yeah.
They can't.
Because you're just going to die.
Yeah, you're just another piece of meat. God damn it. I hate that.
Yeah, I don't want that.
No, it sucks. Why does that have to be? We're all three. Oh, guess what? If the three of us stay friends, it's so easy now that we're young. It's so easy. Guess what's going to happen in years to come? One of us is going to get sick first. Mm-hmm. One of us is going to die first.
It's probably me.
It's probably me, actually. I mean, it's probably... I don't know. Is there one of us that drinks a gallon of whiskey per show? Is there... Is there one of us that punches himself in the face 19 times a week just for fun?
But
I'm probably gonna die, dude.
You're not, like, sickly. You're not, have you...
I look surprisingly well for the way that I treat myself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's incredible. If you saw me, I might not look like the picture of health, but you wouldn't think that I do to myself what I do.
Yeah.
It is weird. I don't know what that is. It's just energy. It's anger. That's what it. I think that's what it is. It's
Anger
just
is keeping
raw.
you
Yeah,
young.
it's just raw energy, dude.
Yeah.
That's all. It's just anger and intensity is keeping me vibrant.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah, but when you crash at the end of that ride, that's a bad one. I'm probably headed nowhere good with that shit.
Yeah. Well.
Fuck.
But I'm the one who's always been sick. David Box survived the plague.
You did?
Yeah,
his genetics did.
Yeah, I come from
genetics.
Genetics.
Yeah. She was a clinic doctor where I used to get checked for the plague.
Yeah, there was something about the what is it? The blood-brain membrane or something.
The blood-brain barrier.
Yeah.
Aluminum helps fluoride cross the blood-brain barrier.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I remember that from a Conscious Nexus we did years ago because fluoride can't pass directly into the brain via the bloodstream.
Mm-hmm.
But it will attach itself to aluminum particles. And it'll get into the club that way.
And as we know, aluminum is coming down from the sky.
I always get is it fluoride or it's one of them. I'm pretty sure it's fluoride attaches to aluminum.
Yeah,
and
because
then it can get through the blood-brain barrier.
They make fluoride water filtration systems that are just like bins of aluminum beads that grab the fluoride out of the water before it gets to you.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
So that's how it works. That's why the chemtrails thing is so important because what they're dumping on us is barium and aluminum, and the biggest part of the aluminum is that it aids fluoride in the water we're drinking to actually get into your brain and affect your pineal gland and calcify it. Now the barium will compete with potassium to destabilize your central nervous system. So it's a twofold attack on your basic fucking health.
On your
You guys can look all that up. Trust me. We're fucking we're pretty sure on that. We're pretty clear on that part of this at least. The aluminum and barium thing is not good. There's been all these soil tests all over the country that have shown increased levels in aluminum in the soil.
Yes.
Over the past 10 years or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, it's not,
almost inexplicably.
Yeah, it's not good. Yeah. It's not a good thing. So what are you supposed to do? Don't drink water. Stay out of the fucking outside. It just sucks. That's why I start to get checked out, and I'm just like, I'm gonna have a cigar and watch the world burn.
Yeah.
You start to get that, just like, this is what we're here to do, I guess. This is my species.
Yeah.
It's overwhelming.
Yeah.
This is how I succeed as a human.
Just fucking sit. Sometimes when I go out drunk as shit in the morning and I go climb these old abandoned electricity towers along the canal from the 1920s era. Mm-hmm. So they had these old fucking towers that they ran power out along the canal while they were building it. And you can go out and climb up on them. And you get this nice little view of the giant river valley here in the Des Plaines River Valley in Illinois. And you look out over the towns and you see everybody start to get up. It's 6 a.m. You see everything going to work. The highways start to clog up. You can see really far, Mm-hmm. And it's just, I sit up there sometimes when I have that feeling. I'll get this feeling of like, we're fucked. It's over. And I just go up and I sit and I roll a blunt. Real drunk, sit up on top of this tower and just watch the whole valley come to life for no reason. And I just sit there and just laugh, just like, oh, you ants. Just getting up and just fucking just feeding the machine, and here we go.
Just doing it over
and you just
and
laugh.
over.
Yeah,
and
you just
over.
laugh a little bit. You become so cynical at a certain point. You just kind of laugh at it.
Yeah. You almost can't even help it.
Yeah. Not like I'm fucking perfect. Not like I don't contribute in my own ways, I guess.
Oh, you sounded like you were gearing up for something there.
No, it's just, it's a heavy subject.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
Yeah.
I mean, is there even one snow shovel in Hawaii?
What
the fuck are they going to do?
Those poor people.
They all tied their surfboards to the front of their cars and made them plows.
And Hawaii's like one of those places where they have crazy roads going around cliffs and everything and stuff.
Yeah.
And like people are trying to drive. You ever seen people in the South drive through a snowstorm and they don't know what they're doing?
Yeah.
It's fucking mayhem. Just totally
Everyone's
nuts.
going 7 miles an hour.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, dude!
They have no idea.
I drove through a snowstorm one time in through like Missouri and Mississippi and Alabama and shit, you know, and we were coming through the South, you know, on a little zigzaggy way back north because roads were blocked and everything, and we were trying to get home, but there was this weird southern blizzard that was going on, and we're coming up probably 55, you know, and we must have seen in a night, I'm not shitting you, 200 fucking cars off the road that just had flown off the road, and probably 50 semi-trucks.
Whoa.
We saw so many tipped over semi-trucks that it was not even like noteworthy anymore.
Oh my god.
Dude, we passed so many
That's
trucks.
awesome.
You got completely desensitized to a foot semi truck.
At first we're going like, holy shit, look at that, and like taking a picture and shit. And then it was literally so many that we're just like, yep, another one. Yeah, there'll be another one in a mile. Like, holy, and cars everywhere. We saw.
Oh my god.
I don't know how many people spun out in front of us. Those people don't know how to drive in the snow.
I don't understand.
That's so weird.
Particularly Missouri, I think, is where we saw all the carnage.
Missouri.
Yeah.
Missouri.
I feel like they're not even that far south.
No, they are though. They're not to where they get like big snowstorms. A lot of the state. Look how long that state is. It's a big state. Missouri's,
yeah, that's true.
St. Louis is right up there towards the top. But then you go through a lot of Missouri, and I think on the way to New Orleans and back, you go through Missouri and Mississippi. You know, through 55, and so it was all along that stretch, way down there, that they were just hit by a weird southern snowstorm. I've never seen fucking mayhem like that on the highways ever.
So in Hawaii right now, they're all just like driving off the side of a mountain.
Oh yeah.
They probably shut down the entire state.
Fucking put an extra hula skirt on. It's cold out.
Yeah.
You can go out there and just ride your horse off a cliff or whatever you do. Fucking Hawaiians putting on extra hula skirts and like extra sandals. Like this is all we have. We can put on more sandals and more hula skirts. This is all we've got.
2 pairs of swim trunks.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, poor Hawaiians.
Oh,
They're
poor
all dead
Hawaiians.
now.
My foot.
I drove through the mountains in a snowstorm one time.
In Island Paradise. Stop fucking around with your shit.
I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, I could see your hand literally holding where the cord connects to
It
your
was up
mic.
here.
No. I watched. I'm gonna keep
Okay.
I'm gonna Instagram that shit if you do it again.
Yeah, do it. You have to be quick on the draw.
I have to actually go back in time. Right. I'll figure it out.
I feel like I had something to say and now I can't remember what it was.
Well, you look stupid now.
Thanks.
You know,
You always look stupid.
I think I have some gaff tape if you want to like tape that connection together or something.
Nah, we'll be fine. Who cares? Who cares anyways?
I just won't touch it anymore.
Who cares anyways?
You guys can fill in the blanks of what I said.
That's what she said. Wait, I won't touch it anymore? That's what she said about my genitalia, and she is my ex-girlfriend who broke up with me. You guys like that joke?
Boing, 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 boing.
Yeah. What did I just pull off my neck? There's so many bugs around here that
God.
bite me, dude. It's like I'll always feel a little thing and I'll pull it up and be like, what even is this? It's like not a flea, it's not a tick, some fucking in-betweeny bullshit that just crumbles into the tip of my fingers here.
Oh, God.
I don't know what this fucking thing was. Is that termite still alive?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That thing has been
Still going.
baking.
Seems to have
this
slowed
morning.
down a little bit.
It's just slowed down. Imagine the dry, hot heat inside that light fixture as you're just a fucking poor little termite running around in a giant circle around a pit of your dead homies.
Oh my God, that's I'm super bummed out about this.
Should we
We've
take that
been
light
bummed
fixture
out about
down
it all
and
day.
let that termite out? It's just gonna eat some of my house if we do that. It's just fucking.
What difference could one termite make?
I don't know. There's probably a million in the walls.
Yeah, there's termites everywhere.
Isn't it? There's just everywhere termites.
Just everywhere, all the time, yes.
It's the tree fell over in my yard last summer while me and my friend were playing golf. We were just standing out there because I got a big ass yard and we're just fucking redneck hitting balls into the woods, just getting drunk at 2 p.m, just whacking golf balls straight at trees like 20 feet away from you, and and we're standing there doing that and laughing, and this tree behind us just made the perfect and just fell over. We're like, what the fuck? Did that just happen? And we go and look at it, and it's just termite city all over the base of it.
Oh my god.
Just termites everywhere. It's like, wow, they just ate right through the base. Fucking thing fell right over.
That's terrifying. And then they all left that tree and ran over here.
Yeah.
And got inside your house. That's the giant spider was eating all the termites, and that's how it got so giant.
We never talked about the giant spider on the show.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I think so.
Holy shit, there was a giant spider here one time. Literally the size of a human hand.
Yeah, that'll be on YouTube soon. I gotta edit the video and put it up. It was like a hand-sized spider that I shot with a BB gun. The footage is pretty hilarious.
Yeah.
Because I acted all intense about it and I like hunted it.
Dude,
and,
it was so unbelievably large.
Is that the biggest spider you've ever seen in Illinois?
Absolutely, by a very wide margin. And when I first saw it, Vinnie like spotted it up in the ceiling, and he was like, "Come look at this." And when I first saw it, my first thought was, "How is he tricking me to think that there's a spider this big walking around? Like you were doing something that made it seem like there was a spider because that's how unreal it was."
Vinnie went to Spencer's Gifts.
Yeah.
He's got some fucking shit going on.
He has a little
spider
projector
on a fishing line.
Yeah.
No, that thing was huge, dude.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. It was like the size of a pet tarantula.
Yeah.
Horrific.
The thing was dead on a napkin, and I took a look at it and was like, ah!
Yeah.
Right, yeah. It just inspires that just like girly jump up on the furniture instinct in you. You know?
It's like it's all hairy and fucking
whatever happened.
Yeah, I think it was a grass spider, which is similar to a wolf spider.
Yeah.
Giant fucker. Jesus. No, I shot it. So I shot it through the light cover. Through like the plastic, like how you got fluorescent lights. And they got the plastic flat cover, that goes over instead of like when you have a drop ceiling and it's that foam things and whatever. So this is the fucking clear plastic cover that covers the fluorescent lights. And that's where we saw him walking around on top of there. So that's how I shot him, was through that plastic.
Yeah.
By the way, I shot him twice. He didn't die the first shot.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I shot him in the chest. And I know you guys don't think spiders have chests. We've been over this before. But I originally shot the spider square, like, in the chest. Like, I shot him right... Again, I referenced Tombstone last episode. But I shot him right through the fucking chest, like the dude in Tombstone when you see the sunlight through the fucking bullet wound.
Yeah.
That was exactly where I hit him. Boom. Right there. And he just fucking reared up and was like, "Oh shit, you shot me, fucking, why'd you do that?" And he ran away, and then he came staggering out over the other light cover.
Yeah.
And I saw him confused.
Disoriented.
Yeah, he was a little confused and wounded, and that's when the coup de grace was delivered.
Really let him have it.
Yes, I did.
This is making me itchy.
What happened? I can't remember what happened to the carcass.
It got dragged off by earwigs.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, well,
how could I have forgotten that?
It turns out that this house was like homemade, right? It's just some guys some fucking guys just built it back in the 40s. There was not any shit like it is now where you need permits and sealing and all this shit and fucking do this to the foundation and blah blah. Mm-hmm. This place is falling apart, So there's shit everywhere. It's not actually that bad in here. I shouldn't paint it like it's total squalor. You can sleep without mice and fucking shit running on you or whatever, but there will be some shit in here. And that particular spider carcass, I saw the last couple legs being dragged off by earwigs. Who had dismantled it and took it away for food.
Oh my god.
Yes. They dragged the whole thing away together, piece by piece. And I just saw like the last 2 legs disappearing behind the counter.
Oh my god.
And earwigs are like pulling them into the crack behind the counter.
Oh my god.
And I was like, dude, I don't want it. This is just whatever. Fine. Like I don't want to know what's going on in there. like
you guys do your thing.
They've got
leave me out of it.
The elephant graveyard from the Lion King, but it's just all spider legs fucking sitting around everywhere.
That
Good
is
guys.
fucked up.
Yeah, so Earwigs dragged it away. I was saving the carcass for people to look at when they came over.
Yeah, because no one would believe how fucking big it was.
Right. It was nuts. I never saw, there's something mutant about the spiders in the swamp next door to my house here. They grow that fucking huge on a routine basis. That's the 5th, 6th one I've seen like that.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That looked crazy to you, right? You couldn't believe it was real.
Oh my God.
I've seen those plenty of times. I've seen shit like that in Florida. I've seen it in Louisiana, but never up here. This swamp right here, dude. Jiminy Christmas, they got some spiders in there.
Why?
I don't know why.
Some kind of chemical runoff.
Maybe.
Mutating
a lot of industry
things.
around here.
Yeah.
Who
There's
knows?
a national laboratory is upstream from here or downstream?
Down.
Ah.
Yeah. But they do a lot of nuclear testing over there.
Yeah, that could be doing anything.
I don't know, this whole area has a weird history, as we've talked about before.
Yeah, definitely.
Make some giant fucking spiders. That's for goddamn sure.
Yeah.
That shit was nuts, dude. I don't want it. I hate that. Like, now, for weeks afterwards, like, everything is a spider.
Yeah.
Every
Remember
tiny little thing that touches me is a spider now.
last week when there was a spider on my arm and then I, like, couldn't sit down for the rest of the show?
That's what it's like around here.
Yeah. That's what it's like. Well, you should probably get used to it eventually. I mean, I should, at least. You seem to be pretty comfortable with it.
I'm fine. It's like a war.
Yeah.
I've been in
that's
this
my
war.
problem.
I've been in this war for years. You see what I'm like with that spider? I immediately went and got my gun.
Yeah.
I'll fuck around.
And then we put on banjo music.
We put on banjo music and we shot that bitch.
Yeah, I'm not like that though. I don't like to kill a spider. I just want them to leave me alone. And then when they don't, instead of feeling violent, I feel betrayed.
Yeah, but what if you saw one that big in your house?
I would just burn my entire house to the ground.
I considered leaving. I did consider just getting a hotel room.
Yeah. I have not slept in my bed before because I have spotted and then lost a spider in my room.
Right.
I mean, I don't
Everybody knows that one.
I don't like to kill them though. I just don't think it's good karma. I don't want to kill things ever.
You know
have a
why,
limit
dude?
on
There's,
that.
I mean, if something could potentially be a harm to you, like I see a spider that size, and I'm like, what am I supposed to do, dude? That thing, do you know what kind of size bite that would leave on you? Are you kidding me? Like, that's fucking insane, dude.
Yeah.
I'm taking that thing out.
You'd end up in the ICU.
Well, as listeners of the show know, here's the thing, too. I used to not kill bugs as much. Mm-hmm. But I went to the fucking ICU for 6 days from an unidentified bug bite.
Yeah.
That got infected and turned septic.
And like interns were coming in
a
hoping to
couple of
ask you
days.
some questions,
Dude,
right?
people were like coming in. I was like a rare case. They were coming in and like studying me.
Yeah.
And they couldn't figure out what bit me.
Yeah, that's horrific.
So I kill everything in here, dude.
That's a pretty good
well,
reason.
how would you have gotten bitten? And I was describing to them like my living conditions. You know? They're just like, dude, fuck.
You should lie about that kind of thing, man.
Yeah. It's
Aren't
like,
you
well,
embarrassed?
there's beetles and
Yeah.
spiders running around on me as I sleep. Fucking
List any bugs you may have come in contact
anything.
with.
I got it here.
You might see a convoy of earwigs carrying off a spider carcass.
That's what it's like, dude. It's like a National Geographic video in here. It really is.
Yeah.
This valley is nuts. You wake up in the morning, there's hawks swooping around, there's a fox outside, there's fucking hand-sized spiders, there's grasshoppers fucking on the back porch, everything. It's just
you
like
get deer in your backyard?
I got deer when I wake up usually. Yeah, like all kinds of shit going on around here.
Yeah.
It is like
It's
a little
fertile.
It is a very fertile valley. A very fertile plain.
Yeah. Well, everything's probably grown real big from all the bodies that have been dumped around here.
Yeah, a lot of bodies.
They're all eating the decaying human flesh.
We have gone into the history of my neighborhood a little bit, which is Willow Springs in Illinois. If anyone's interested in looking it up, a very interesting place.
Yeah.
But we should do another segment on the organized crime
Yeah.
around here,
I love it.
who are still around, but people don't talk about it. very quiet around here. Have you ever noticed, like, the people that have lived around here for a long time, when I bring up topics like that, it's just like, oh, yeah, I know about that. Well, I don't know. Anyways, did you hear about the pancake cook-off? Or just like, what, like, just people in this area, they know not to talk about the mob. I don't care because I'm stupid.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'll talk about anything.
Whatever will happen will happen.
But if you ask a lot of people in their 50s and 60s around here, they won't talk to you about that shit.
No, I believe that.
No. That doesn't happen.
No.
That's
Those
not
are all
going on.
rumors.
That was rumors.
Yeah.
Willow Springs, Illinois. Look it up. Very well documented as an organized crime hub.
Yeah.
That's where I live.
And also plenty of unsolved crime in the area,
we got to
too.
go back into it.
Yeah. Lest we forget the Grime Sisters. I remember the Grime Sisters every single time I drive to your house because I drive past the place where you said one time, right there, that's where they found their bodies.
That's
right down there. Right
Two
there.
naked little girls.
Remember that guy that
frozen to death. They were dumped alive and they froze to death. They were beaten and dumped and just barely conscious, and they couldn't move enough to get to warmth. What a fucking shit murder that was.
Remember that guy that didn't like my assessment and said that they were finally on to who actually committed that crime?
Yeah.
We should follow up on that.
Yes, we should, definitely.
Yeah.
100%. That's been in the back of my mind ever since then. Yeah, we got a message from a guy who's actually investigated the case of the Grime Sisters for many, many years when we did our little piece on them, and he gave us some inside info, so we got to get back onto that. Maybe
definitely.
We'll try to get him on the show, actually.
Yeah, that's an intricate case right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and it seemed to have implicated some important people.
Right.
And then what the guy said, too, I think he might be confused on the word conspiracy, because he said there was an organized cover-up, but not a conspiracy. And I'm like, well, no, an organized cover-up is a conspiracy.
Yeah.
Like, that's people conspired to fucking...
They worked together to deceive you.
Right. So it's generally agreed that there was something going on with officials around here in Chicago and stuff that was covering up some larger implications to, like, a... something that might have to do with kidnapping a lot more than these two children.
Yeah, trafficking.
Yes.
Yeah, trading.
Yes, so we'll get back into that. The Grime Sisters.
Definitely.
You want to do a quick break and then come back and finish it up?
Sure.
Everybody.
Break time.
All of our listeners are shitbag cunts.
Oh.
And you should go kill yourself. Fuck off and stop listening to our show. We'll be back in a minute. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Idle Rich on the Overdose Talk Show. Thanks very much for sticking with us.
Thank you.
Sticking with us. It's real sticky.
I think that we need to decide what direction we're going with the show in certain ways, because I got a bunch of messages from a guy, and I don't want to make fun of him. Fucking Christ. So we started with the paranormal angle.
Right.
Now,
okay.
new listeners of the show might not realize that we used to interview paranormal guests almost every episode.
Yes.
And that was a heavy, a big part of our content was paranormal stuff. We got away from it because it just got to be the same shit over and over and over.
Yeah.
But for the Silcon event in August that we've been promoting for a long time, this guy contacts me and he's a magician.
Oh.
Or an illusionist or something. I don't know, dude. Let me go find this stuff. It's like, what are we supposed to do with an illusionist who, like, paints his face and, like, tries to act all creepy? What is that supposed to do for us?
He
like,
paints his face?
I don't know. He
He's
wears,
like a
makeup and, like,
character.
Yeah, like, here, let me plug in the monitor for you guys.
Does he dress up like a boogeyman?
Maybe we'll let people who listen decide. Should we have this guy on the show? Or I don't know how to even think about this stuff anymore, because his name, yeah, you see?
He looks like the guy who started the Church of Satan.
He's got like creepy contacts in and a bunch of rings.
He's trying to be Lord Voldemort.
Yeah.
He used to have like a cable access TV show where
Ron
like, magicians would go
Fitzgerald.
on. It's hilarious, dude. It's like it's
His
really-
name's Ron Fitzgerald. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
That sounds so familiar for some reason.
But I don't know. He might be a fun guy to have on to bullshit
Yeah.
with. You never know.
Right.
You don't know. But as far as like, what do we do? What do
Does
you
does he do like creepy magic?
I guess.
Does he do like ghost magic? Is it magic?
Let's
If he's a close up magic magician, anything like David Blaine, then fuck this guy because those people are scary.
actor. Oh yeah, he's in a bunch of like B horror movies too.
Oh,
Yes,
all
sir.
right.
Actor, gothic horror, illusionist, and host for Dark Sticky Fun.
Oh,
Yes.
Gay.
Shit. What do we do with people like this? www.fitzgeraldsrealm.com. And again, let's not totally write the guy off yet.
no.
Because it might be a funny as hell dude, you know? He might be cool to have on. We don't know, but he's in a lot of cheesy shit, as far as I can tell so far. Like, you can just see the video here. Hold on. This is the music on his website. Ron Fitzgerald has performed from Hollywood to Hong Kong and beyond with his live gothic illusion show, acting in films such as Magus, and hosts dark, unforgettable events. Master Fitzgerald has worked in the performing arts, theater, television, and film throughout his career. He's a man that believes strange is beautiful. His stage show features dark, edgy illusions, strange magic, cool music, and a mad magician who looks like the front man for a rock band.
What?
And also a Mortal Kombat character.
Yes.
Imagine David Bowie, not David Copperfield. It's been described as a kind of gothic illusion or horror magic.
This video that they have on the website is incredibly unsatisfying. It doesn't
Yeah.
show anything.
I thought
Yeah.
he'd be like a sword swallower for a second, but then it was just him like doing poses.
I think he might be in his own way. Hold on. You guys get it?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I mean, it looks like he's a guy that's been around in this. I mean, a lot of people might not know that this exists, but this is just, there's a low-level, like, horror society that just does appearances and little fucking events and stage acts and does do each other's movies and all this stuff. It's just not that big of a deal, really, I don't think, you know. Mm-hmm. But there is a subculture of this like cheesy horror stuff, and there, you know, it's very what you'd expect. Everybody dressing in black and acting vaguely creepy.
So
Right.
what did this guy say about the show?
Oh, that somebody told him he should message us to be on the show. That he wants to come on the show.
Oh, he wants to come on the show.
Do you think he really wants to? Though?
He wants to come and get all
should we
sticky on the show.
Because I don't know how well it would go.
What if we get him in studio and have
No.
him do some magic for us?
Absolutely not.
Thank God you
I
said
don't want
that.
this guy
No.
knowing where you live.
He's not coming over. Well, because I don't know how bad we're gonna have to make fun of him.
Yeah, all right.
Do you
I mean, it's a good point.
see-
We might have to fight Lord Voldemort.
I mean, you guys are looking at this, right? Like, clicking around his website. Like,
Yeah.
it's just a bunch of cheesy bullshit.
Yeah.
Is that him with hair right there?
I don't know.
His credits include movies like let's see, Vermis.
Wait, no, he's in Magus. That's a good one.
Yeah.
I watched it. Let me pull up the fucking... Hold on. Let me pull this up because I checked it out. Oh, my God. Hold on a second. It's really good.
He was also in Blood Gnome, The Thirsting.
Oh, Blood Gnome, The Thirsting. Yeah, this is...
Yeah. National Vampire.
And again, Ron, if you listen to this, we're just teasing you a little bit. And
Yeah.
I appreciate you reaching out, and I will get back to you. But, because I haven't yet, because I didn't fucking know what to
Because we don't know what to do.
fucking do with you.
Yeah. But you liked, what is it, Magus?
Magus, the movie trailer. Now, this is good. You guys want to check this out?
Yeah, let's see it.
Of course.
Let me pull this up. You guys can see the monitor, right? Andrea, why
Yes.
don't you post this for our listeners
Yeah.
on Facebook to check out at the Sunday Evening Overdose Magus movie trailer. Here you go.
Throughout history, wizards, sorcerers, and magicians have practiced in secrecy, keeping their powers hidden.
Okay.
It sounds like
Hold on a second. First of all, there were just floating little planets in a room with really bad CGI and shit, and just this dumb digital fucking delay on this voice just sounds so terrible.
Guided by the wizard's code. But there are some who desire mastery over others and attain the highest level of magic to seek it. Even just one wizard, obsessed with his own power, can threaten their secret world. This one is called the Magus.
What good are my powers if I can't use them? I'm going to kill the old man and anyone else who gets in our way.
Okay, so this looks about like 1993 Sci-Fi Channel quality.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is the kind of shit this guy does. This is really funny.
Animated electricity.
It's just a bunch of beams shooting out of people's hands.
Yeah.
Like just a bunch of horrible makeup. Like,
I have this feeling that I should prepare. If I fight...
That was spoken by this old guy with like a handlebar mustache, who then they show like growing a blue ball of energy between his hands and stretching it out.
He is the chosen one.
If you face the Magus, he'll kill you.
Why can't call the cops?
No! The Magus would wipe them out.
He's that strong.
Yes!
And you want to fight him? But he's gonna kill you.
How are you?
So Ron Fitzgerald plays the Magus.
Naturally.
Did they say Magus or Magus?
Magus.
Magus?
Yeah.
What a shitty name.
That's terrible.
Sounds like maggots.
They're fighting.
Magus?
Yeah.
Something tells me that the Magus isn't gonna kill you. He's gonna fucking try to sell you 8x10 fucking autograph photos for $6. Tickets to his next stage show. That's all the Magus is gonna do.
Yeah.
Ah, fuck. Now we can't have this guy in the show.
They didn't. They didn't have to use any CGI for his part because he actually is magic.
He just looks like himself.
Yeah.
He
He plays
like,
himself.
He fancies himself to be a character like Elvira that can just like show up in a movie.
Yeah.
You know, and that's him.
Right. I think that's fine. He's reached that status in my brain.
Yeah, I guess. So what should we do? Should we have this guy on?
Yeah, let's watch this whole movie. How do we get this movie?
I don't know about the Magus movie, but this guy does a lot of stuff.
I'll find it.
Ron Fitzgerald. Oh my god.
We should have him come on and dissect the movie with us.
How can we talk to this guy? Look at his fucking photo. He sent me this.
Look at his fucking photo.
I couldn't even respond to it. I was just like, all right.
But he said that the show needs to pick a direction.
No, he didn't say that.
Oh. Didn't you say someone said that? Oh.
I probably said that.
Yeah, you said that.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
About this guy.
Yeah, we need to figure out. We need to figure out if we're gonna go down this road. Are we gonna let these?
I vote yes.
These B
I
horror people
vote a
just come on
firm
the show?
yes.
Yeah.
And just make them be themselves.
Yeah.
Don't fucking. I don't want to know about your stupid act.
No.
Or whatever.
No, but I do want to watch this whole movie before he comes on.
The Magus movie.
I feel like
Jesus
I'll
Christ.
get to know him.
Well, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
Some of the commenters on YouTube are not that kind. Let's see.
On YouTube?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Let's see. Low budget movie with bad special effects.
That didn't look low budget.
Let's see.
We didn't watch the trailer.
What else? Hold on. I heard the sound it makes when you select a hatchery in StarCraft twice in this trailer. I guess that's some video game sound effect.
Yeah.
Here's one. Otuku 2 says fucking fag ass movie.
Wait,
Nice.
wait, hold on. Worth Halloween House says, "Go Ron, great trailer. Looking forward to picking this up on DVD."
So Bika Raptor says this movie is a huge crap. This movie is a huge crap. I'd better watch cartoons than this.
Nice.
Are they using After Effects? LOL. X Maple Grazy. I watched this movie like 15 or 30 minutes, and this movie sucked. It goes on and on like that.
Yeah. Well.
Whatever. That's pretty funny. I'm sure he fucking thinks it's funny, too.
I'm still 100% sure I will be watching this entire movie.
Look at this. I'd rather watch Harry Potter, bitch.
Oh, Yeah, let's have him. Let's watch the movie. Let's have him on.
Monkey Lewis 1 says, "Oh Jesus, that looks so shit." It's a bunch of teas. Fucked up movie, if you ask me. Big stupid shit. Zero cool effects. Zero scenario. In a single word, sucks.
Zero scenario.
This guy needs some support. Maybe we should have him on and give him some support for this fucking stupid movie.
Give him the old overdose bump.
Yeah.
He looks like he might have some good commentary on the paranormal.
Yeah, he might be a funny guy. Who knows?
Yeah.
Low-level entertainer who's been scrapping it. You know, might be a cool guy. I don't know. We'll check him out. I just want to say that's who's been sending me messages. But what are we going to do? We're doing the Flat Earth thing on Thursday?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to say yes.
So your friend Chris thinks we're fucking full of shit?
Yeah, he's preparing a presentation that's supposed to completely convince us the Earth is round.
I doubt it.
Now, I will say we started having
Hey, listen, Andrea, I had that presentation already, and it was called First Grade, and it didn't take, and I'm still standing.
Well, I'm eager to see what he comes up with, because even just over the course of our conversation today, he started looking at it from a different perspective. So
really?
Well, yeah, because I sent him some information.
Round earther, lost in a flat Earth society, trying to get by.
I sent him some information. And his first question was, well, what about the sun? Does the sun orbit the Earth? And I explained how it would like dance on the surface of the disk. And he said, but it's so big. And I said, well, I've never measured the sun. Have you?
The sun is just God sleeping a yo-yo.
Yeah.
That's all it is. Just waving it around. Fucking 10 seconds.
Walking the dog.
The entire history of the Earth is just 10 seconds in God's sleeping sun yo-yo.
Yeah. That's beautiful. That's like poetry.
That's what it is, right?
Yeah.
When you sleep a yo-yo?
Yeah.
Sleep, you dunking ass bitch.
All right. So anyway, I'm eager to see what Chris comes up with. He is very committed to the round Earth idea. So we'll have to post some videos of that on our Instagram. So make sure you guys follow us on Instagram in the meantime.
All these chairs are so creaky.
I know. Maybe next week we'll bring some WD-40. Mm-hmm. My mic stand is also creaky. Everything creaks.
Well, what else we
My
got
bones
tonight?
are creaking.
I'm not ready to leave, Andrea. I'm not giving up on the show yet. I think we got one more little bit in us.
All right.
Well, we should try and prove that the Earth is round ourselves first.
Right now?
No, not right now. But we should, before Thursday, we should try and do what he's doing and then develop the perfect counter arguments. So that he doesn't get the upper hand and be a little bitch.
All right, yeah. I like the way you think. Now, when I first started researching the flat Earth, I started my research with the intention of proving that it was round. And then I found that I couldn't. I don't know enough about math.
Yeah, every time I go down that path, I just end up being like, well, I don't know fuck about shit.
Yeah.
Like, these people are all saying things and I don't know anything, so...
Can I ask you guys a deep question?
Yes.
If I were to call my ex-girlfriend and get her on the phone, would you please try to convince her to take me back? Never mind, sorry.
How?
Should we...
You guys thought I was really serious there for a second. I was trying to set up a little joke there, and you guys both froze up, just like, ah, shit, what do we say?
He wants a real response to this.
What, on the air?
But if you were going to tell her, why she should take me back, what do you think you would say? Andrea, come on. Don't you like me?
You probably won't find someone with more tenacity.
Yes, there you
Tenacity, that's a good word.
Yeah, that's good about me.
Yeah.
I've got long legs.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You're good in the woods. You like post-apocalyptic.
Yes, I'm
good to-
Oh yeah,
to
that's a
have
really good one.
Yeah.
post-apocalypse.
If
yeah.
What
I
is
will
she
say
thinking?
this
I don't know.
absolutely. When the shit goes down, I'm teaming up with you 100%.
That'll be good.
Yeah, obviously you are too.
You could picture me fucking
No, I'm going
breaking
alone.
somebody's jaw with
Okay.
a crowbar, you know?
Yeah, and plus
Just taking their seeds.
you know we're like a cave. You probably know where a good cave is
I
that
got
we
all
could live in.
kinds of
Yeah,
shit ready to rock.
yeah, that's really important.
Yeah, why
Nice.
see, exactly.
Ready to rock.
Now you tell her.
You see what he did?
Yeah, your wordplay is
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah, that's pretty.
no one even comes close. And finding names and things.
You're real good with cats.
I never
and you have
smell.
one.
I don't smell that bad ever either. Like I don't
No.
get like bad body odor, even when I'm in like shit situations where I don't get to shower for a day. Like I don't get that bad.
That's good.
Yeah, that's rare.
That signals like good genetics and a good diet.
I'm a good sport when I get tattoos. I talk through the whole thing. I never fucking let on that it hurts.
That's yeah. That's a good one. That's a positive character trait, definitely.
Is that it?
That's the last thing.
Now there is the thing where I'm a failure.
Oh, you're a really good cook.
at everything I've ever done.
You're like one of the best cooks I know.
Yeah, I'm a cook, but apparently that's not a valuable trait in society.
No, only if you're
Unless
Mexican.
you're Mexican,
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked.
Or
for,
if you went to school.
I worked for 10 years.
Yeah, it's not good enough unless you went to school.
Everyone eats. Everyone eats food.
Yeah.
Every meal. But for some reason, that job is bottom of the totem pole.
Yeah.
Why? Why? Why does my ex-girlfriend send emails for $90,000 a year? Sit in an office and ask people if they did things or not. She's a project manager for a web development company. That means all she does is tell people what to do and ask them if they did it. And society says, you get $90,000 this year. I have no value. I have nothing because I make music and I cook food for people to eat. How is that so much less valuable than like sending emails for an e-commerce society or I'm using her whatever now, you know.
Yeah.
But as anyone who has one of these pointless jobs that gives them a comfortable wage because it's in demand.
Yeah, I don't understand it. And I also don't understand how you even get a job like that.
Go to college.
It's the only way.
And it's also about believing you deserve it.
Yeah.
When she gets fired, she goes to like a fucking recruiter and goes, I need X amount a year and this benefit and this. When I get fired, I go, fuck, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I gotta meet somebody who can get me a job. I gotta sell some shit. This is breeding. It's where you're from.
Yeah.
She's from a better family. No wonder she doesn't want me anymore. Why would she? Jesus. Can't blame her. I'm not mad. She gave me a chance to succeed, and I never came up with anything. So why would a successful woman stay with me? You know? Is that too self-pitying? You can't even say anything?
Well, I mean, what's the definition of success?
Well, she doesn't have to worry. If she's on her own, she can take care of anything she needs to take care of and
Yeah, but
be comfortable, at least
but does she
monetarily.
do anything? Is it successful to have money and not do anything?
Well, everything cool that she does is probably related to the fact that she met me. Which is why it's not fair for her to leave.
Yeah.
And just go on and take all this, like, new, cool shit. Like, she was just such a cookie-cutter person when I met her. She, like... she would, like, hang out with her friends at like, a bar watching college football games. And through the process of our relationship, she got into metaphysics, and she started doing yoga 6 days a week and meditating and thinking about the world in a much different way. And she had millions of fucking experiences that she never would have had ever if it wasn't for me.
Yeah.
So, fuck, I don't know. Whatever. Guess it is what it is.
Is she still gonna help with a band? Like, are you guys?
No, I don't think we're gonna be cool.
No.
Well, I don't know. Not the, I want. We both want to be, but we can't agree on a way that we would be okay still talking to each other.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, we can stay friends. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like, I'm devastated. I can't fucking come look at you and talk to you and have it be different now.
Yeah.
Like, I can't kiss you. I can't fucking... Nothing. I'm just... then I gotta go a million miles away. Change my life. If that's how it's really gonna be. That's kind of how I feel.
Yeah. Makes sense.
It's just fucking horrible. I'm so sick of just being heartbroken in life. So fucking sick of it. But... I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what kind of contact we're going to have. I don't know what the fuck the process is going to be. I have no idea. No fucking idea. Right now, it's just still in the initial phases of shock.
Yeah.
Where I'm just like, it's sort of setting in what's really happening. 6 years is a long time to be best friends and then to just be cut off.
Yeah, that's a really long time.
Yeah, it is.
6 years ago, I was a different person.
Entirely. Right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
That's
Very long time.
Too much fucking time. It is. And like, it's at that moment where you realize the person's gone, where you just look around and you go, I don't know any aspect of life without her here.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't imagine how she could be so comfortable walking away from this, But that's how it always is. One person has to do it,
Yeah, and it also doesn't mean that she's comfortable with it.
No, it just means that she's not showing me.
Right.
That she's weak, if she is.
Right.
But that's what women do. And women, I don't know, maybe I'm attracted to a certain type of women that just seems to turn so cold and evil at these times where it's just like, dude, like we've relied on each other emotionally 100% for years, and then just one day it seems like you're just like, okay, now that's over, and there's no grace period. That's just done. We just have to walk away. Like, I'm like, what? It just seems like it can't be real,
Yeah. Yeah. That's a huge change.
Do you think she's listening?
I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. If she was, she wouldn't care. It wouldn't matter. Wouldn't change her mind. She knows all this shit.
Yeah.
I
wouldn't be able to. I can't do things that hurt myself in
What do
that
you
way.
mean?
Well, like when I had my heart broken, I couldn't know what that person was doing. I didn't want to hear them talk.
Right.
I didn't want
It's
to
gotta
see
be
them on
get out of my
MySpace.
life or come back and love me.
Yeah. Like there's no in between.
That's how I feel
so
right
if that
now,
person
yeah.
had a radio show, I wouldn't turn it on.
Yeah. I honestly don't know if she'll listen to the show or not. She worked on it every episode that it's ever been on until today.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. I have no idea. But it really, like I said, it really doesn't matter. There's nothing I could say to her that she doesn't know.
Yeah.
That's the fucked up thing about this is she made the informed decision. She knows what's going on. She really wants to leave, I think. I'm trying to convince her not to, but I think she does. So I'm hoping that maybe a little time apart can make her realize that sucks.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, that happens often.
Yeah.
With people. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, that's all I can hope for right now. And I gotta get my shit together because, you know what? In a lot of ways, I haven't been that desirable.
Yeah?
You know? And I felt like we were tied together as a team and we would just stay together no matter what. But apparently she doesn't feel that way. And there probably are things that if I had done them differently, maybe she would have stayed. You know?
Yeah.
So all I can do is try to get my shit together before she starts fucking someone else. Because that's when everything gets ruined.
Yeah. Well, even then, it's not impossible.
Yeah, but after she's fucking someone else, then it's different, and I don't want to go through that.
Yeah.
Is that selfish? That's like the main thing I'm worried about. Is like if she fucks someone else, then that changes everything, and that's just then a whole new arena of bullshit emotionally. Like right now, she says she want to leave. Okay, have some space. Fucking do whatever you want me to do. I'll do it. I don't, I'll leave you alone for a week. Just don't fucking... Don't do the most biologically fucking harmful thing to me. Like, it's
Yeah.
Men have a different thing. Like, women don't have the same shock when it comes to that. Like, men, we have a biological imperative to keep other dicks out of our fucking women. We really do. And it hurts in a way that you just can't make... I feel like you can't make women understand how bad it hurts. So I guess that's my main concern right now. It's fucked up. Is that selfish? I don't know. That's my main concern. I don't want her to fuck anybody else. That's like my whole thing. Like, I'm just like, we can fix anything else other than that step. Like, I don't want to go to anyone else,
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like, wait, it just... That's the sealer. That's where it's like, all right, the magic is broken completely. There's no coming back,
Yeah.
Is that immature of me?
It's like the final nail.
Some people don't care. Some people are like, sex is sex, whatever. I know we have a better connection. I don't care about any of that other shit. To me, it's just too weird. I'm just like...
I'm kind of the same way.
I get freaked out, Just like, there must be something that you like better about him or something, and it just will drive me crazy forever.
Yeah.
Like, right now, we still have a fairy tale of that we're in love. That we've never loved anyone more,
Yeah.
And it's just... Yeah, I don't want to see that totally fucking dissolve, and I might have to.
You should have gotten her pregnant.
I tried. She was not into it.
Not having it.
I tried. I wanted to have a baby with her.
I'm sorry, I was just trying to...
Yeah. No, whatever. I mean, I did, though. I tried. I don't know. Not that we tried. I tried to convince her that we should.
Oh, you didn't like...
No, we didn't try to have a baby physically. I mean...
And you didn't try and sneak some of your guys in.
Right, yeah. No, I wasn't trying to sneak the troops in. But I did try to convince her that we should. And that didn't... Whatever, man. I don't know, man. I don't know why this has to be. It's just... Why sometimes it has to feel like the only person you want to be around in the entire world is so wrong and harmful to you. It's just why so many times in my life I've been up against this same fucking brick wall of like, I love you so much and you're doing everything to hurt me and everything wrong, How can that be a thing that is just so... How can that be a place that's so easy to get to?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either. Does everyone feel that way?
Yeah, I had a string of ex-boyfriends that all turned out to be gay. So I had a pattern for a while, too.
That's got to give you a fucked up feeling.
Yeah. I was single for a really long time after that because I just assumed that anybody I was attracted to was just going to be gay.
What did you think about, like, what did that make you feel?
I don't know.
That would be weird because for a man, see, if every girl I had turned lesbian, I would be like, fuck, like, I'm like horribly unsatisfying or something, or like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Or like I fit some profile of like a intergender like mixed thing where I'm not masculine enough or something, or like girls that like girls are attracted to me. That would fuck me up. You know? Like.
It
But
was a
lot
weird
of guys,
combination.
A lot of guys would be fine with that. Maybe I have more of a hang up on what masculinity is, admittedly.
Yeah.
Plenty of guys out there would be like, yeah, that's fine. I have feminine traits and they're comfortable with it. Maybe I'm just not, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Go ahead.
It was a weird combination of, well, okay, so talking to them later about it, most of them knew they were gay at the time they were dating me, but explained it as saying like
4 guys in a row?
It was.
What did you say? Did you say a number? Or
I
no?
didn't say a number.
Okay. I pictured it as 4 in a row for some reason.
It may have been more than that.
Are you serious?
They may have not all been in a row, but it may have
You've
been
had
more than that.
than 4 gay boyfriends?
Yeah.
You said a string. That's what you said. I
What
think.
the fuck?
Well, yeah. I guess a string was misleading. A percentage. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
And some of them identified later as questioning or
How'd that make you feel though?
confused. A lot of people implied that it was because I was gay that I was seeking out people who were gay to have a relationship, but that doesn't make any sense to me because first of all, I'm not, and second of all, that would have nothing to do with which men I would be attracted to then. And
Were they all, let me ask you this, were they all a particular type of gay guy?
No, not at all.
No?
No, not even a little bit.
Huh.
And
You know what it might be? You're just like a good buddy.
yeah, well, most of them ended up telling me, not
She's
most
a
of them,
good hang.
several
Yeah.
of them.
She doesn't hang as good as my buddy Gary, but she's a good hang.
You're a good pal to people. And like,
hanging like a dick.
social
Yeah.
pressures to be into women. They probably saw you and, you know.
They were like, here's someone I can be
Yeah.
friends with.
Yeah,
Right,
you were
maybe
like
you
gay,
said-
you were gay gossiping, and they were like, "Oh, I guess this works."
Or you seemed non-threatening, like maybe you were nice enough to they felt like safe to be around you to where they wouldn't be like ridiculed as not being masculine enough or something. Because when you're in school and you're young, all you know is you're supposed to fit roles.
Right.
You don't really know. You know that you're supposed to do something. That's not like when it's funny when you're an adult and you meet someone and you first start to like fool around or something, or you get to know each other and whatever. Everybody has their own styles and you kind of work with each other. Like when you're a kid, you're just all nervous, just like, I don't know how to finger a girl. Just like, it's just like, okay, well, you know, there's not one way.
I'll Google it.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, it's just like this whole thing of just like, I need to fucking fit the right role. And like, as to how stressful is it to be a guy who's confused sexually? Like, most of us are lucky enough to just fucking not quite be able to figure out how to fuck the girls we want to fuck. That's a bad enough curse. But that's most of us are lucky enough that that's all we're fucking dealing with when we're young. These other guys who are going, I don't know what I like. For some reason, I get turned on by guys, but I haven't explored that, and I don't know if it's right, or I need to go fit the role that I'm supposed to, or I do know that I'm gay, but I could never admit it. And this, imagine all of that on top of the normal stress of just being a kid trying to fucking figure shit out. And they go like, hey, you know, here's somebody safe. Here's somebody that seems nice and doesn't threaten my, you know, my whole view of myself. You know,
Once
it's
I
not going to
fit-
be too demanding of me to be some jock masculine guy or something. you
Yeah.
know? Like,
And then you figure out, you know, now that I know that I want to jerk off a guy, how the fuck do I do it?
and can she teach me?
Yeah.
Does he like the same
They
things
thought
I like?
That was what
Yeah.
it was. They thought you could teach them how to jerk a guy off.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Like any guy needs to learn that.
Yeah.
You just know how.
Yeah.
Trust me, you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Several of them
When
ended
they
up telling
put it
me.
in front of you, you won't
You'll be
hesitate.
jerking that dick
Yeah.
in no time.
It's just something. It's a rite of passage.
Yeah.
Passage into that ass.
Take a dick for you.
bunch of gay boyfriends.
Yeah. Several of them told me later that they knew they were gay when they were dating me, but they just like liked me anyway and just wanted to date me even though I was a girl.
I had gay friends that I worked with oftentimes when I was in New Orleans. A lot of people in the restaurant industry are gay, and a couple of them would say, yeah, I used to date girls. I didn't feel right, but it was just what seemed like the thing to do.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I got off on my own that I got the courage to kind of be who I was, you know?
Yeah.
Is that the thing here?
Yeah, I think that was a big part of it. And, you know, if you think about it, like, if the world was pressuring you to date a man, you would inevitably choose one that you preferred over another one. You know what I mean? I know that, like, if everyone was telling me I was supposed to be dating girls and I needed to give it a shot, I would, like, choose one that I liked. You know what I mean? It's not like I fit a beard bill necessarily as much as it was that, like, we were just friends and it fit the situation, I guess. So, yeah, it made it really weird for a long time. I was single for a really, really long time because I was just sure that everybody I liked was gay after that. And then it became a really long-running joke, and still sometimes I wonder if I'll get surprised.
Shut up.
I mean, I've seen the way the two of you look at each other.
David Boxy's shut up.
Old swivel hips.
Yeah.
Old swivel hips box.
Yeah.
That's me.
Do you think he's getting down on the side, doing a little of the old gay hookup at the road stops?
At the road stop.
At the rest stops.
In the public
Listen here,
restrooms.
Sonny.
You park backwards at the fucking Forest Preserve parking lot. Wait for a guy to show up. They got all those codes. You know about that shit, right?
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah.
You back into the spot.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's how you know.
In your pickup truck.
There's another one, like, I forget, we read them one day, but it was like, so one thing is like you back in and sit in your passenger seat. Another is you're in frontwards, but you sit in your passenger, frontwards in the driver's seat. It's all different shit. You're like,
No matter where I'm sitting, someone's going to think I'm gay.
why? Here's my question. If everybody's so fucking liberal and the gay community is so proud, why is there so much secret gayness still going on?
Yeah.
Because the secret makes you come so good.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah, I know you know what
You know
it
what,
means.
though? Americans have always gotten off on taboos.
Having a secret
Always.
affair.
It comes from the original, like, oppression of our sexual feelings by the Protestant founders. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Americans have always gotten off on taboos. I bet for a lot of people it wouldn't be fun if it was just out in the open.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think?
Creepy. Yeah.
Do you think that's the only reason that societies frown upon pornography and like perversion and stuff? Because it's like you're ruining it.
I feel that way sometimes. The reason that I don't really watch porn that much anymore is because it does ruin it for me. Like for me, I've always been someone who didn't like to have like casual sex very much. You know, I've always like thought it was really an intense experience, you know, and I really have not had an easy time over the years getting off on porn. Just like, it doesn't do it for me usually. It's not real. It just doesn't fill that fucking void that I really have, that I need to connect with another human being. It's the opposite of that. It's like, watch these fake fucking bubble bags fucking jiggle up and down while some 10-inch dick comes a gallon of cum on. I'm like, why do I want to... That's not what I do.
It makes me it makes me sad.
Yeah. It's not even that too. It's just it's not sexual a lot of the time to me. It's not what I feel like is sexual, you know? The like, porn experience is just so superficial and gaudy at this point. It's just like doesn't resemble sex that I've had, you know? It just doesn't turn me on, you know? It's fucking stupid. For the most part.
For the most part.
Wait till I've been single for 2 weeks. Fuck. I say that having had a fucking steady girlfriend for years. So we'll see, I guess. Give you guys the update next week.
Oy.
I can't wait.
For the most part, whenever I did watch porn, I would have a really hard time finding something I enjoyed. Like really, even with the internet where you can search for anything, it's just like clip after clip after clip. I'm just like, why can I not find something that's not gross and just fucking regular shit that I can watch that's like somehow has an angle to it that's enticing to me? It's just not. I don't know. What do you think?
You don't like the storylines?
Yeah, right. It's the storylines that really take me out of it. There's no way this plumber would just hang out this long.
Yeah. He's too busy for that.
Well, I mean, what are you looking for when you're...
I don't know. To me, sex always had more to do with a connection between me and another person, so it was never this idea of just tits bouncing.
Yeah.
So it's like, to me,
I
when
don't
I see
understand
that,
that.
it's like, okay, but then I have to invent a scenario in my head of who this woman is and why I'm banging her and how it happened.
And how nice you were to her.
That's the only way
earlier.
I can watch porn. Yeah, I swear to God. Like, I have to have the whole thing in my head of, like, this would be, okay, here's how I would meet her, and here's what would happen, and she would say this, and I'd be like, oh, I wonder if she likes me. Like, you know, like...
we went on 3 whole dates.
It has to start way back. I masturbate like a woman. It has to start, like, 2 days before. when I met the girl, you know? Like... Yeah, it's horrible. I don't know. I'm sensitive. I just don't. I don't know. I don't like casual sex. I don't think it's fun. It just bums me out. I'm just not somebody that's made for that shit, really.
I've always been that way too.
Yeah.
Never been a casual sex person.
Mm-mm.
It's kind of a bummer. And any time I have done it, it's just like, all right, like now what? Like now that's
it's weird forever.
Yeah, like
now go away.
It's never it's never so great that the experience stays with you and is like some kind of positive benefit to the next week of your life. Like it's just like you're just like look like all right, like now do we actually get along? Can we go fucking run around and tell jokes by the refrigerator and get something to eat and smoke weed and have a great time, or is this just fucking bullshit?
What do you expect me to do now?
Yeah, it's just fucking bullshit. It's just bullshit. It's not a real connection normally. So when you do that, it's just like, okay, that was fun because I was really drunk. And then it was just like, I wish that I could be away from here right now. Like, that's all that happened. Like, that's the old cliche joke. People want to fucking get away from each other after they have sex and whatever. Just like, yeah, because it's not really that great of a thing.
Yeah.
Sex doesn't get good till you know someone really well. And then it becomes a whole other experience, you know? It's just, the kids today.
They don't know.
The kids today and their shallow sex.
Their Tinders.
Yes. And their POV cum shot videos.
Yeah. Their GoPro helmet cams.
Right. Yeah. Coming on a girl's GoPro fucking strap-on forehead camera. Yeah, that's intimate.
If that's not love, I don't know what is.
The laparoscopic camera view up her vagina.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's hot now.
What is with the view in porn? The biggest problem I've ever had with porn is always the back of the balls view. Like, where it's
the
like...
slap shot?
The shot in between the guy's legs, where you just see his, like, ass crack and balls, and then, like, sort of a little bit of the vagina. Like, and it's just this whap, whap, whap. Like, what is that shot? I don't know anyone who likes that shot.
The Dennis Reynolds
Do you like
shot.
that shot?
No.
Who likes that shot?
The cinematographers, evidently.
We need to get down.
The gays.
I think that when I was going to COD and learning, I was in an editing class, and there was a gay gentleman there who told me he was there to learn how to do it so that he could make porn. So I wonder if, like, the producers and stuff behind that, are, I wonder if there's, like, a strong homosexual presence making pornography. That might be a bad assumption, but I wonder about that.
It's the gays that are ruining our society and making all the porn
After
for
all,
the Jews.
David Box did know about one.
Yeah.
And there's one guy that I met, yeah.
Right.
He was looking he thought it was going to be a lot of money, and maybe he's right, but I don't know. And then maybe, if that is the case, maybe the guy shooting the thing is subconsciously tilting the camera up a little bit.
Yeah.
To get the ball slap shot.
I don't know who thinks that view is going to be good for anyone, because you just fast forward through that part. You don't fucking, you just click, you just keep clicking on the little bar until that part's over, until you get back to the fucking, the reverse cowgirl part. Like, that's where it's at. What's going on here? Just balls waving around.
There's got to be someone out there who likes that. Or they wouldn't keep making it.
Yeah.
Well, the only people that could like that are people who like to kneel behind men while they fuck women, which is like a very small cross section of guys that like to lick man ass while that man fucks a woman. Got to be a very small cross section.
Yeah, but they must be out there.
But that's the only one who could like that shot. That's the only person who could like that close up of the man ass. Bill Hicks called it Harry Bobbin man ass. He used to talk about censored porno, and that was one of the shots they would use.
Harry Bobbin man
This
ass.
was supposed to be, he used to say something about this was supposed to be clam lickers or whatever, like, but they should call his video Harry Bobbin man ass. That's ridiculous. Fucking guy, talk about a guy who people don't understand nor respect enough.
Bill Hicks.
Bill Hicks. Are you kidding?
Yeah, I like Bill Hicks.
Comedians don't know Bill Hicks.
There's
comedians that I hear on podcasts that Bill Hicks gets brought up, and they go, "Yeah, I've heard of him. Never heard his stuff."
I learned about Bill Hicks from listening to a Tool album. He has like a speech on one of the last tracks, and I Googled it, and I was surprised to hear that he was a stand-up comedian, because the speech he's talking about is like
that's why stand-up
the drug
comedians,
war.
That's why stand-up comedians now don't like him, is because that social justice warrior shit has been made to be lame. So Bill Hicks was the original guy on a soapbox going, they're fucking all of us, and they're making it look like it's a two-party system. He was way ahead of people. People think that he became Alex Jones. That he faked his death and became Alex Jones because he was way ahead of everybody on that shit.
Mm-hmm.
The two-party system is bullshit, blah, blah, blah.
I can kind of see that.
Yeah.
They kind of bear a strong resemblance.
Yeah.
Well, they're both from Austin, Texas. They have the exact same accent.
And look at them side by side, too.
The age thing wouldn't make sense.
You know,
though.
and sometimes Alex Jones, his voice sounds a little forced sometimes.
Well, it is. He's a broadcast.
Yeah.
I've learned to do this, and I've learned what people look for, and they like this raspy voice that they can latch onto, and perfect diction. Of course it's forced. I met him, of course, at the Bilderberg group, and he talks like a normal person when you just talk to him. He comes up, he's like, "Hey, I'm Alex," and like, "Hey, what's up?" And
hey, I'm Bill Hicks.
I think when I met Alex Jones, I was like, I don't know what you say. I was like, hey man, I've listened to you every day. This is awesome. Big fan, And he's like, this is why I have a hard time buying the fact that he's a shill of some type.
Mm-hmm.
I met him. He had no security. He was walking by himself down a lonely fucking Virginia road. And I caught him halfway between the protest and his hotel. And I was like, yo, you got a second? He's like, oh, yeah, anytime, what's up? We hung out and talked for a minute and took a picture and talked about where we were from and what we do and everything and, and all that stuff. Like, he's just a real dude. I have a real hard time believing Alex Jones is a shill after you meet him alone, basically in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
And he wasn't fucking worried about shit. He wasn't doing any. He was just a natural dude. And he was likable and nice.
Yeah.
Fucking good guy. I observed him over 2 full days. I have a very hard time believing that he's not genuine. I really do.
It kind of made you sound like you were stalking him.
I was.
I observed him.
Well, what would you do if you're obsessed with the conspiracy topic and here's one of the major figureheads of the whole fucking movement and a controversial figure who's highly debated, was he real or not? Of course I was glued. Anytime he was around, I couldn't take my eyes off him.
I'd stalk him hard.
Yes, dude.
Yeah.
I stalked him like a fanboy. No, I'm not kidding you. When I look at the pictures now, I'm embarrassed. I look at me, I'm like so obviously standing next to Alex Jones on purpose, but acting casual, like I'm just there with him, like I just don't really, this is just another guy, but I'm so clearly in all these pictures, like trying to stay next to him.
Yeah.
It's so embarrassing. You see the pictures of me like looking just really just like, I'm just doing my thing here.
Yeah.
You know, just like, no.
This is how I pose for a picture.
I was following Alex Jones around. Every time he moved, I would move with him along with 50 other people. You know what I mean? But that's what, like, that was 4 or 5 years ago. Things are different now.
Yeah.
That was a time where this was like, this mystical figure came out of the internet, and I saw him. You know what I mean? I'm serious.
He crawled out of your computer
No, I'm not
screen.
shitting you,
Yeah.
dude. That guy was a meaningful fucking thing to a lot of us at that time.
Mhm.
You know, so that was weird.
His speech in Waking Life.
Waking Life.
Yeah.
Is awesome.
Always a good one. Real good listen.
Yeah. And we've played that at the end of the show. It's tempting to play it right now, but I think I'm going to go with the Bill Hicks on porn.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
To play at the end of the show. I don't think Bill Hicks would mind if we just leave this on the YouTube video either.
Probably not.
His mother's a nice lady.
Is he? I thought Bill Hicks.
He's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he wouldn't
He wouldn't mind. Oh, I see.
That's
what
what I'm
you're
saying.
Yeah. And
I
neither
don't
will
think
his
he would
mom.
mind. Bill Hicks with the famous quote, "If you do a commercial, you are off the artistic roll call forever. End of story. Everything you say is suspect from this day on, and you are no longer a participant in artistic culture." That was his whole take on that shit.
Yeah.
Jay Leno did doing Doritos commercials back then. He was fucking... Bill Hicks was a genius.
Yeah,
So
well,
let's,
Jay Leno's always been an idiot.
Let's leave it at that. And I guess we'll be back on Thursday with the Flat Earth versus Round Earth debate.
Woo.
And
So what's happened, I guess, is I've been...
Sorry, and a bunch of other jokes and whatever bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll play this Bill Hicks shit. Good night.
Here, the Clarence Thomas hearings, that was, I guess you watched that. Unbelievable, really, to me. I learned a lot from watching the Clarence Thomas hearings. I don't know if you learned anything. I learned a lot. One thing I learned is I don't stand a fucking chance. Don't even call the committee to order. It's going to be a real short hearing. Mr. Hicks, are you familiar at all with a video series called Clam Lappers Volumes 1 through 90? All of them? I can't recall. Mr. Hicks, are you familiar at all with a man named Manuel who works at the Show World Adult Video Parlor? Manny! Mr. Hicks, they subpoena me. They subpoena me. So fucking nailed. You know, after this Pee Wee Herman thing and after the Clarence Thomas hearings, man, pornography has gotten a really bad name in this country. And I'd like to state for the record right now, I love pornography. Love it. Hours of tapes I have. People fucking, sucking, every imaginable position. Every type of woman being fucked, sucked. Every imaginable position. Hours. I love it. Well, Mr. Hicks, thank you for your testimony. I'm not sure we have a place for you now on the Supreme Court. But boy, you ever thought about becoming a senator? Come here, boy. That is my big fear in life, that I'm going to die someday and my parents are going to have to come clean my apartment out and find that porno wing I've been adding on to for years. There'll be 2 funerals that day. You see my mom going through my stuff. Look, honey, here's Bill when he was a Cub Scout. Look how cute my baby is. Was. His little short pants, his little cap. My baby was so cute. Wonder what's in this box over here. Anal Entry, Volume 1 through 50. Lonely guy going through the gates of heaven with his mom spanking him. Mom, they were on sale. Someone named Manny called you. Oh, shit. Who is this Manny?